Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome. On this Tuesday, January 10th, our show starts now. Football! Listen, we're not going to be dragging around for the next few hours. No. And we did land back here in Indianapolis at about 4:15 a.m. local.
Right.
And the voice has been shot for about a week and a half. As the show goes on, this thing shall come a little bit more into prominence. With that being said, last night was the honor of a lifetime. It was a blowout. The biggest win point differential wise in the history of college football national championships. I would assume in the history of just championships as a whole.
Yep.
Our stat department, most specifically Mitt, will be looking into that throughout the entire day. Honored to be there. Can't thank college football enough for the year that they are. A lot of people are pissed there was that big of a blowout.
Yeah.
There was never a moment where we thought TCU was going to be in the game. If you go back and watch on ESPN2 from the beginning, the first drive TCU had, and I only saw this because people were pissed with the way I was talking about it.
Sure.
TCU seems to be doing some okay stuff. I don't know how long that's going to last. It's literally from the first drive, I was kind of shit-talking condescendingly TCU, and I didn't mean that because I appreciate what this TCU team has done.
Of course. Great season.
I appreciate the run that Sonny Dykes was able to create with Kaz Kazadi, the strength and conditioning coordinator, who set the tone over there. And they go from, a 5-win outfit into a national title game the next year with Sonny Dykes in his first year. The expectation now is just to get to college football playoff every single year for Sonny Dykes and TCU.
Oh, yeah.
They got recruits. They got transfers. It's going to 12 in a couple years. So maybe TCU, this is just the new norm. But I will say the new norm, I think, for everybody is the Bulldogs are a fucking professional outfit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There ain't nothing. I mean, I saw David Pollock in the postgame last night talk about how Georgia's been running college football for the last couple of years, and Saban had to kind of eat that while he's in there. And a lot of people zoomed in on Saban and said that was the moment that Saban really goes back to the team. All right, I had to sit there and listen. All right, Georgia, all over. Dave Pollock, we run college. And there's a moment there where you think Saban is actually going to get up from the desk and actually go back into the film room, into the team meeting room, and call all the boys emergency meeting. We ain't fucking doing this ever again. So who knows what the future looks like. Bama's always going to be Bama. They're always going to be great. They weren't in college football playoff this year for the first time, long time. Everybody was, I think, pumped about it because there's new teams involved. Now here we sit with everybody wondering if anybody's going to be able to keep up with the upper class of college football, especially when it goes to 12 teams, because what Georgia did last night, I know Ohio State fans are thinking they would be able to beat TCU. Probably.
For sure.
Michigan beat you guys. Michigan didn't beat TCU.
Sure.
That's football. That's where the cookie crumbles. Hey-o! Got a couple of those in last night. Had one with Marty Smith. He wanted to switch the mic late there. Kind of a execution flaw by Marty. But Marty was all in. We appreciate him, and we appreciate Tim Tebow. And also Clint Romashaw, Purple Heart Award recipient.
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor award recipient. 300 Insurgents, which I guess is a movie we learned afterwards. We will let Clint know. We talked about him 30, 45 minutes on the plane afterwards about how big of a fucking badass that guy was. Whatever the case, Georgia's unbelievable.
So good.
It was an honor to watch them. It was an honor to watch next year's top 10 of the NFL draft play at the end of that game when they brought in their redshirt freshmen or their COVID year freshmen, whatever the case is. They had 30-year-olds appearing that were freshmen coming. How about Bear Alexander coming out of nowhere?
Dog.
True freshman. And then Carson Beck, quarterback, comes in last night. He's 6'4" Stetson Bennett. I mean, what do we even? And then their D-line, they lose 3 first-rounders, 2 of them being top 10 or whatever. Just fucking don't worry about it. We got a whole new batch. Then there's leaked audio of Kirby Smart talking to the boys. We will not play it because, like Lou Holtz said, who made an appearance last night, big shout out to Lou Holtz calling into the program.
Thank you, Lou.
A lot of people who don't know the program, I think at the beginning maybe thought, is that actually Lou Holtz? And then they were listening. They were so offended by everything we were doing. That was just another piece on top of it. So we apologize to them. But Lou Holtz said he doesn't love that pregame speech is getting out. Like, there's some things that are just for the team and just for the boys. I agree with that. But since it did get leaked, I would like to let everybody know it makes sense why Kirby Smart's fucking teams are unbelievable. We're talking about a speech that is like, hey, we're going to fucking dominate these guys. What are we even talking about? And then to go win by 58 points in the Natty after that, it's like, what a team, what a buzzsaw, what a year. We can't thank everybody enough for allowing us to be a part of it. And remember, everything we say into a microphone has zero ill intentions.
Exactly.
I got slammed on the internet.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
ridiculous.
There's an article written about me that says Pat McAfee gets slammed for crude remark, which I'm not normally a sexual innuendo joke guy.
No.
It's not really my thing. 11 hours on TV, one day, 65-7. I maybe go a little loose.
It's going to happen.
And I said, college football, thanks for allowing me to penetrate you and be inside you all year. Which, factual statement.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly what you did.
But certainly sound a little bit like deep donging somebody. And I didn't mean any ill intent by that. Obviously, I meant every word that I said there, if you were to look at the literal definition of both of those things. But I think that's a great way to kind of wrap up the college football season.
Yeah.
You know, the people of the college football world that did not enjoy my presence, that was one last trip around on the tractor, you know, to really bury me and keep it going. But I had a blast this fucking college football season. And, boys, you killed it. Toxic Table at Boston Connor at Ty Schmidt. Congrats to both of you, boys. What a show last night.
Hey, yeah, that was unbelievable. Thanks for putting us on there. It was ridiculous both this week.
Are you tired,
and
bro?
last week. No,
You
I'm not
sound
tired.
like a little bit of a bitch-made cat.
I'm
right
not
now.
tired at all.
And by bitch, I mean female dog.
Correct.
Just like when I called Ugga son of a bitch. That is actual. That is literal.
That is what Ugga is.
Ugga is a
Ugga.
definition of a son of a bitch.
Yes.
So a lot of people trying to push for some FCC violations for us last night. You put me in FCC court, son of a bitch is actual what Ugga is.
Oh, yeah.
Me penetrating college football and living inside of it all year, actually what happened.
Yep.
Happy birthday, I've heard, will be expensive.
Well,
That'll be tough.
you know.
I've heard that, who told us? Stanford Steve said?
Yes, he did. Yep.
He said, number one rule on television, don't sing happy birthday.
Really?
We find out Tim Tebow goes into Hall of Fame. This is his birthday for the Hall of Fame day. So have to sing happy birthday. Darius Butler, who will be on the show tomorrow, riding on the plane afterwards, said, while we were singing, I thought for sure we were doing it on purpose just because we're not supposed to do it. It's like, I didn't even think of that. My first thought is, Tim, this is the first day of the rest of your life,
It's
dude.
Tim Tebow's birthday. You want to be the guy who doesn't fucking sing Tim Tebow happy birthday on his birthday?
And here we are again. If we end up in FCC court or whatever the fuck we're going to be for singing happy birthday, I'll take that fine. And I hope there will be a human on the other side that has some sort of self-awareness that understands it's Tim Tebow.
Come on.
What are we if you want to sing it at your home at a birthday party, you don't have to pay anything because that is private performance. He said, but if you want to use it in a television show, a movie, or a television commercial, you'll pay anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000. Okay, sweet. So worst case scenario, we paid $140,000 extra last night. $100,000 donation to a Georgia foundation once they scored 60 points. We decided that whenever they were up 30 or something. Just to keep it kind of interesting. By the time they hit 60, we had forgotten about it, and the game was dead. And we're like, oh, fuck, that just cost Jones somewhere good. That's another $100,000. $30,000 for the happy birthday thing. $10,000 to the punter from TCU, Jordy, who has the foundation for Inside the 20. So last night got a little expensive.
What are you going to do?
Cincinnati.
I had a fucking blast. At Tone Diggs, I'm thankful you were able to
Great
be
time.
there. One half of the Hammer.
Dahn!
Cowboys, you love college football. Your thoughts on the year as a whole? There's a lot of people. There's a Mississippi State JB
Oh, boy.
on the internet that is being quote tweeted and posted everywhere about hope you're happy, College Football Playoff Committee. There's teams from all over the country who are excited to watch fucking tonight, and this is the team that you put up. What'd they do to qualify to play in this fucking game? They lose to Kansas State? They lose to Kansas State, so you get to fucking play Georgia for the national championship. And look at it, it's 45. This guy did it at 45-7. There was 20 more points coming to one team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And zero going to the other team to make that guy's point even more. But there was a lot of that. I didn't even think about that in the moment. I was just like, oh, congrats to Georgia. What a run. TCU, what a run. There's a bunch of people fucking pissed off about last night. And I guess I was just on too many local vitamins to even think about that. But it's very valid and fair, I guess.
I thought it was a great college football season. I thought it was very exciting from beginning to end. I thought all year, the most exciting thing about it is we didn't think maybe that this was potentially going to happen in the championship game, and it was a shame that it did. But so what? If Michigan would have won last week and then they would have lost 62-7, they would have been fine with that happening, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I think any team loses by that much in the national championship. They just assume they got it wrong, but they did have a semi. They had to win that game to get in, and at that game, there was one man who had boots on the ground and also had – he had his thighs, both of his thighs.
Yep.
His stomach.
Entire front side.
His entire body
If you want to
glued to Cole Kublik's entire back of his body.
That's right.
Just laying straight up as if they were a two-man luge.
Like sardines.
You know that two-man luge where they lay on top of each other and they do this entire thing? Skeleton, maybe, yeah. Whatever
Pringles can.
Yeah. What's that, pal?
They were like Pringles in a can.
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was
I can see
describing
what you're
something
talking
else.
about. I thought you were talking about maybe like
No.
brother, you know. But what you're talking about is the actual chips themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, they were exactly like the Pringles chips inside of a Pringles can, perfectly aligned as if they were a duo on Skeleton. That's AJ Hawk. Nope. That is not AJ Hawk. AJ would not do that. AJ would not commit to the bid enough to go full big spoon, little spoon on Cole Kublik. Ladies and gentlemen, it's AQ Shipley. AQ!
There you go, Al.
Hey, you watched that game last night, obviously. We
I did.
appreciate all the texts and support and love. You are the man. Honestly, everybody that reached out to me and to everybody about last night and what's been going on, we appreciate the hell out of you because obviously we're humans as well. And a lot of the messages we got last night, I got at least, I don't know about everybody else, was super cool. Felt like because it was such a blowout, more people happened upon our coverage last night. And I think it's the right game to have a 65-7 time whenever we're just kind of roaming the field.
Hell yeah.
I will say we would have much rather the fucking banger of the game.
Yeah.
Things got a little loose out there. AQ, you got to do this for the Michigan TCU game. TCU looked like a much different football team against Michigan. What do you think Georgia just woke up to Ohio State? Do you think TCU laid an egg? Do you think they had no shot from the beginning? And how do you think Michigan fares as a man who saw them up close and personal at the Fiesta Bowl against that Georgia team? I don't think anybody's beating that Georgia team last night in that particular moment, especially if that's Kirby Smart's actual speech before the game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure anybody's beating them, but I guess people are pissed that it was TCU. What are your thoughts on it all, AQ? Former Remington Award winner in college football.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate that. No, when I watched that game, before the game, I bet TCU because I thought.
Y'all are so fucking dumb.
Yeah, maybe we are.
Fun story.
Fun
story.
Come
on.
Hindsight, yeah.
Oh, Des,
In hindsight, yeah, of course you say that on Monday.
On game day, we do the picks segment, and normally for game day, we get a chance to kind of feel out what everybody's picking before the show, because honestly, do not like being the show where everybody's the same because it's just very disrespectful to the other team and you're setting yourselves up to get dunked on. So every once in a while, I'll give like a peek. I don't know if everybody else does this, but I'll do a peek-see just to see. And then can I sell myself on the one, like whatever the game is? Like, is there any way? And I'm like, nope, we got to fucking do it. We got to. And Herbie will change like feelings, I think, on games like mid-show. It's an interesting thing. Did not know who anybody was going to pick. As soon as I was texted and asked, who do you like? And I sent in Georgia, I just assumed everybody was going to be Georgia. And I was like, this football gods, TCU team of destiny thing is going to have game day just once again doing it because 12.5 point spread jumped to 13.5 point spread day of game is big number. So for what we're doing is money line picks.
Yeah.
We're not doing against the spread. We're doing money line picks. So Dez's first pick, and he's like, I like TCU. And I'm like, everybody on my show, okay, you guys all love TCU. Dez, I love TCU. I hear this guy likes TCU. And I'm sitting at that desk, like literally, am I the dumbest human of all time to think that, the sports books are going to be wrong? Like the sports books are going to be wrong when they had this at 14, down to 12.5, back to 13.5. We think they're going to be wrong. Do we think that Georgia isn't a professional fucking football team? And I guess because Ohio State played them so close. But a storyline going into that playoff game was that Georgia hadn't really had to fucking battle anybody yet, even though they're in the SEC, which is a hilarious joke to think that they haven't had to battle anybody. But weapons-wise and skill-wise, they hadn't really – Tennessee had it. Tennessee had it there for a bit. Obviously, that was a big test. They beat them. But against this Ohio State team, you got ones at wide receiver everywhere.
Yep.
You got a quarterback who's going to be a number one. I mean, this is a big-time test, and that was a dogfight. That was a definite dogfight. Lucky to be there. But for the national championship, you just had to assume that the TCU's going to – everybody liked TCU. What was it? Because you saw them, boots on the ground?
I saw them. I watched them early when you did game day, and I liked them on film. Then I watched them live in person. The receiver, absolute NFL player. Their offensive line is fucking enormous, and they were moving people. Michigan, I don't know if it was because
243 in Fiesta Bowl they rushed for.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was because I played in the Big Ten and I have like this bias of like Big Ten is always tough and they can run and they play good defense, this, that, and the other. TCU dominated Michigan. They dominated them, and that's a team that prides themselves on running the ball. Old school. And their 3-3-5 played well. And I'm like, all right, these guys are guys. And then about halfway through the first quarter, every time TCU tried to get the edge, they never got the edge. Yeah. And I was like, ooh, bad pick. Bad pick. This is going to be a bad pick. It's going to get ugly real quick.
Everybody was kind of Coach Lee Corso. He picked TCU. He didn't have the head. He just had a hat.
Interesting.
Can't have that for the Natty. I don't know how that worked. He might have changed his
pick.
That might have been a late change. That's why they had. I don't know. I've not asked anybody because literally as soon as game day ends, I had to sprint to the fucking field to go do the game pass. We took an elevator down.
Oh,
easy.
I'm not saying it because the person was working hard.
It was awesome, though.
It was awesome. Only time ever needed to be like in a rush.
Yeah.
Would take the stairs 10 times out of 10.
For sure.
Over technology to get from 3 to 1 if you have to in a rush. We got the elevator saved for you. Thank you so much. Like somebody had to like think 2 steps ahead to have an elevator saved. So thankful.
Because there's a million people around trying to get to elevators.
I felt like so like honored. I'm like, man, fucking thank you for thinking about us.
Definitely.
Like that is very nice of you because I'm up in the fucking
way up there
300 level and we were doing the mega pass, our mega cast on the field 7.5 minutes later. So like
changed.
And I had to change to get the tank top on and get really back into the spirit of things. So they were like, we got an elevator saved for you. We get on at 3. Got to get to 1. We go to 4, 5, 6, 7.
What?
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's stopping at all those.
Are you kidding me?
Open door.
Yes.
See people. We're going to 1. Well, it's going up. No, we're going to 1. Up. Next one. Full rock band. Just got done doing full rock band. Just got done doing a performance somewhere in a club suite somewhere. Fucking guitar, drums. I think a keyboard was over here. Sweet fucking bandanas.
Hell yeah.
Sweating. They just killed it. You saw them.
They were awesome.
They were awesome. They were like floor 5 or something like that. Doors open. They're all dead tired. Are you guys going? We're going 1, but next elevator is good for you.
That's when you started feeling bad, I think. Those guys were awesome.
Those guys were very tired, holding heavy, sweating, and we're fucking just, there's only 6 of us in the elevator. They could have definitely fit, but like not going to do that right now. Can't do it.
Couldn't.
So we go up to 6, obviously a bunch of drunks. Go up to 7, bunch of drunks. Go back down to 6, same drunks. Hey! Door shuts. Goes down to 5, opens up, fucking even more miserable rock band.
Come on.
We're going.
Going down.
We're still going
So
down.
sorry.
Is that other elevator coming? It was literally we had 7.5 minutes allegedly. That was 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Ride an elevator all the way up and then all the way down. And then a couple of times I just asked like, how's this happen? Like, I appreciate you guys thinking ahead for me, but like, how this ends up working? Every button on the elevator was hit, and that's just the worst place to be.
I pitched a zip line, and they didn't want to do it.
I love where your head's at. Why not one of those poles, like a firefighter?
Oh.
Any of those things. I don't know if they're going to be able to do construction on that stadium that costs $5 billion and has rain get inside of it.
Yeah, that place stinks.
A lot of rain last night.
there's a roof. It's an LED board, but it doesn't stop rain from coming in. And the way they did the cement up there, which we saw early in the morning before we did our show, we ran into a bathroom that was in the stadium for stadium usage, but was not covered. It was near where we were set up on. It was drenched. There was something dripping all over it.
Oh, yeah.
I almost ate shit.
Cowboy boots.
Tone almost went down. I almost went down. Like, I don't want to say we were sober at the time, but we were.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a little hungover, but also pretty athletic. I think I'm a pretty athletic person. Tone, certainly
so
more athletic back in the day, not as much now. But
I'm not slipping on water, typically.
that's what I'm saying.
You know?
So we just assume, like, they're going to have that dry by the time the game comes around or whatever. They're reporting no. Like, there was people
yeah. Oh, yeah.
everywhere around that stadium. Rain getting inside of it, pretty good clip. Cold as fuck.
Yeah.
Very
in there.
cold.
Oh, it was so
Cold.
cold.
It makes no sense that is what they decided upon. I said it on the cast just because it naturally came out. This is the dumbest built stadium of all time, but it is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
For
And
sure.
There's a lot of people that are like, hey, that's a great description, I think, because it is beautiful. It is vast. It is grand. But it is certainly designed to be an inside stadium. But we didn't experience it as an inside stadium at all.
Nope.
Getting rained on and cold. I'm like, did they know this was going to be the case? Yeah, here's all the water. And that cement is like, it felt like marble. It's not marble, but it felt like marble. It was like very dumb
slick.
design, I think. And I guess they don't expect rain
Right.
in LA much, which makes sense. But I don't think anybody's expecting rain inside in LA.
No.
And that's what SoFi was able to accomplish. So I guess we should kind of almost be
Yeah, hats off.
impressed by it.
Going
Go
this
ahead,
way.
Tony.
And it was like, like they definitely built that stadium thinking, hey, it's never going to fucking rain at all. But the worst part about it, the side where the rain was coming in and coming in pretty heavily was just those poor TCU fans up top. They had to deal with that as well as the
Couple
game itself.
$1,000 they paid,
Oh.
and then this rain is coming in. So it came in sideways from the canopy, and then at the edges of the canopy it comes through. So that is permeable.
Yep.
Yes.
So you got drips coming through this way, like a little bit of a pasta thing at the end of the canopy, and then you got rain coming in this way, picking up the bigger blobs. So that's coming, and it's just hitting the TCU people right in the back of their heads.
Yeah.
And then going as if they're the mountains when a fucking storm system's coming through. So I think their heads were making it precipitate more as it was coming in. Tough go.
Good.
For SoFi. I think a lot of talk about SoFi was last night because 65-7 game, that's going to happen. But I don't understand how that was the final answer for that.
Kind of impressed, though, with the TCU fans because they were still cheering pretty loud down 40.
Yeah, they were. Down 50, they stopped, but they headed out of there. But down 40, they were very loud. And we said it on the air. We shall follow up with it. Nothing else to do on Monday night.
No.
With where that is.
No.
I guess the Snoop Dogg house is across the street.
Doggy dog
Head
house.
there.
You could stop by Funko's house. You can stop by Snoop Dogg's house across the street. Other than that, you're 30 to 40 minutes away from anything.
Yeah.
And you just paid thousands of dollars to be in SoFi. And it is beautiful. Like when you're looking around, it is beautiful. But they weren't going anywhere. They didn't know where they expected that. Anyways, back to the game, though. I saw fucking Lee Corso pick that hat up before I had to run out of there. And I thought I was completely. What was the money on? Everybody bet on.
It was TCU. 70% last time I saw it was on TCU.
What?
What did you see?
Damn.
I mean,
I saw it, and I did a parlay, money line, TCU, and the over. I thought
Overhit.
the overhit
By Georgia.
by Georgia alone.
On their
right?
own.
I felt good about that bet.
How? I don't understand what was going on.
I'm telling you, they were good. Is it almost? You guys think maybe?
Got a false start first play of the game.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
but
tough.
but Georgia did too. I mean, it was sloppy on both sides early.
Georgia's won a natty before, though. TCU hasn't. So whenever TCU does it, it's nerves. Whenever Georgia does it, it's like, oh, they're just reset. But if Georgia loses, they say, remember, first drive of the game, they got a false start. So it's a whole thing.
Do you guys think maybe very similar situation of Michigan last year, where it's like, okay, we got in, right? We got in, and we blew our wad, beating Michigan, and then huge letdown.
What?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the football gods had kind of, hey,
Corrected itself.
Humbled them.
hey, we got you. Not humbled them, but like,
You've had your time in the
hey,
sun.
we got you. At what point does it give out was my thought. Because they were able to come back in miraculous ways. They showed the amount of grit that team has showed all year. certainly admirable.
Yeah.
But it felt like the sports books were telling us,
Yeah.
hey, it's been a fun run for this TCU team. Georgia's got a true sophomore named Brock Bowers, who's the best football player on the field. He's going to be a top 5 pick as a tight end. It's going to be a second one happening in a couple of years, 5th one all time, becoming a tight end in the top 5 pick, Brock Bowers. The backup tight end is 6'7", 270.
Freak.
He's second team all SEC. Behind who? Oh, that other guy we were just talking about. Then they got 3 running backs that are all 5-star running backs that they actually just interchange like no problem. Stetson Bennett's 25 years old. Offensive line, adults, all of them, full-grown fucking men. And on the defensive side of the ball, we learned about Bear Alexander last night. Jalen Carter, everybody's talking about being the guy, the next guy. And then when you start a game like this, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, 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 punt, we stink. No, we don't. Touchdown, 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 end of game. I thought that was what it was going to be. But college football has not been like that all year at all. So I guess this is the most predictable game in the history of college football.
Yeah, maybe it was because of Ohio State. Like, Ohio State was able to keep it close and run on Georgia and throw on Georgia. So I feel like the thought was, like, hey, TCU, they spread it out. They're just going to sling the pill all around and possibly make this a game. And then right away, like Tony said, when they're going, east and west, and they're not really trying to chuck the ball downfield, it felt like, okay, TCU, I don't think.
He wasn't extending plays either. He wasn't getting out of the pocket at all.
I'll also say this. He even last week in the Fiesta Bowl and yesterday, Duggan, for as much hype as he's got, he's a Heisman finalist, right? Love
this
Matt
guy had
Duggan.
heart
Guy's
surgery.
had a tough day.
I get it, but he missed a lot of deep balls in the last 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks. Last week he missed a lot of
Last
deep
night he
balls.
missed one on the first drive. Would have been huge. They scored a touchdown there. Who knows? Then Quentin Johnson one.
Wide open.
Picked.
Yeah.
And he overthrew it.
Yeah. 2 overthrows.
Against Michigan, 14 to 29, 2 picks,
Bless you.
Bless you. God bless.
Thank you so much.
Tebow you.
I think watching Ohio State too,
Tebow's
like
awesome.
they're in terms of recruiting, like they probably have pretty similar depth to Georgia in terms of like a guy comes out and it's like, okay, this guy's another 5-star stud gonna play in the NFL. Like TCU is good, but like they just when Georgia is fucking 4 guys deep at every single position, like that's just gonna wear on you eventually, especially if you're not like TCU needed to be like 21-21 after the first quarter last night, and when it wasn't, it was like, oh, okay, they're going to get boat raced.
I feel like we saw the national championship last week.
Yeah, you
That's
did.
what everybody was saying. Yeah, the internet was
You
like,
did.
the Natty was last week. The Natty was last week. It's like, what are Michigan fans thinking today, and what are Ohio State fans thinking today?
Our coach is leaving.
Completely opposite. I mean, our coach is leaving, great question, but when you talk about from the program standpoint, it's complete opposite. Michigan, how did we lost to that team?
Yeah.
Ohio State, we would have beat the fuck out of that team. We're national champs somehow. So life should be good in Ohio for the Ohio
Yeah, field goal away.
Congrats to the college football, though, on a hell of a season, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of it all year. Dahn?
Well, I don't know if they get like a trophy or they do like a parade or whatever, but Ohio State was named PFF's national champions.
What? Are you serious?
Deservedly so.
Give him the ring. I didn't know that.
Georgia was actually number 3. Michigan was number 2. So,
Oh, sorry, Georgia.
Where was TCU?
people. I don't.
They weren't in the top 10?
I think
They're behind
I think
Washington.
Minnesota was number 5 or something like
Yeah,
that.
Minnesota was in the
Yeah,
top
attaboy,
5. Big
PJ.
Ten still king.
PFF knows. They hear people talk about, they question them and stuff like that, and then they do that. They put that out like, this will help.
They step right back into the batter's box.
Oh,
they
yeah.
can't help it. What's their deal? They just got to live by their algorithm and die by their algorithm. And they don't even have like a selection process. Like maybe we don't let this one out.
Nope.
This one feels like one that'll really crush us. This team just won 65-7 in the national championship. They're the reigning national champions.
Didn't lose.
Maybe now's not the time just to float it out there that we don't think they're the actual national champions. I mean, that is quite a wild move. PFF home in Ohio, though.
True.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the data and analytics are doing for Ohio State, but yeah, that's one maybe just save for a couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to like after watching what Georgia
yeah.
did.
Can't put that out when everyone definitively saw like, oh boy, Georgia passed the eye test. That's a very good football team.
Hey, Ty, I thought you flew great these trips.
Boy,
Hey, what are you gonna do? I mean, last night
Ty's a bad flyer.
Yeah?
I just hate flying.
Bad flyer.
Everything about it. Just hate it.
We used to have to fly for Thursday Night Football, and then get up and game day there for a bit, and Ty was part of that whole run.
Yeah.
4 planes a week for like probably 12, 13 weeks.
Yeah.
Old Ty Schmidt. And every time, it didn't matter the time. He was walking in there, he was grabbing one of those little airplane whiskeys.
What?
And he was dumping that in with a Coke, and he was going to have probably 3 of those before takeoff because that's what he needed to get it in the sky.
Calm the nerves.
Yeah. Then he told me about a dream he had where it did not end well for any of us. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm never getting on a plane with you again. So Ty stopped getting invited to trips just because I'm not about that.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I don't want that energy out there at all. It was great to have you back in there, pal. It was great to see you sitting in that pocket and dealing with that turbulence on the way out of L.A. last night. We were dropping out of the sky last night a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Big bird. Does not happen normally.
Well, that's why it's like, because some of the ones we took when we were going to the different college football places, like those were smaller. So it's like you understand that that's going to probably happen. But when you go on those bigger birds, it basically is like you're flying like a commercial.
I felt a hand on my arm last night. It felt like the Undertaker gripping me from the grave. I looked over. It was Ty. After a big bump, he latched out and grabbed on and wouldn't let go.
It wasn't just a big bump. We would take a big bump, and then it would feel like we were skirting along something.
Yeah.
Like, when you see those people snowboard across ponds that
sure.
are kind of icy, like pond skimming? That's what our plane felt like last night for probably 15, 20 minutes, just like taking off, and it's like, have we found solid air to fly in? And then all of a sudden, we're dropping out of nowhere, and then skipping along. I'm like, I don't know how much further we can do the full. And then all of a sudden, climb straight up.
We're good.
And then we're way up there, and it was good.
It was.
But by that point, Ty was already probably 3 drinks deep and asleep. So he didn't get to experience the safe.
I got a little bit of, safe and smooth air. But, yeah, it was – I also, I should have picked my seat better. I picked the bottleneck seat. So
worst seat.
Every time the stewardess walks by, I couldn't sleep. I basically was just getting my knees bumped into, or I had to get up and move them for someone every time they came through. And that's on me. It's just a novice decision that you cannot make. But sometimes you got to play the hands you're dealt.
Boy, Ty.
All right, let's talk about some other news other than the college football world. To the college football people who were very nice all year, thank you so much. Got to see a lot of them around town in L.A. Appreciate what you older white people.
Yep.
Sure.
Appreciate what you brought to college football this year. I felt very thankful for that. Old whites, older whites, 2 different people. Old whites, we all know who they are. I should have been more specific whenever I talked about those a little bit. But a lot of people from the college football world coming up to me, us, saying thank you for the year. So thank you. And thank you for saying I got slammed for saying I penetrated somebody.
Shout out.
And by somebody, I mean the college football world.
Yep, that's right.
We are too big of a show now. I've decided. Last night I said this on the flight.
Yep.
I was having some real thoughts. We're too big. Used to, and I don't think there's anything we could have done. Hindsight, I think we probably could have fixed this earlier, just quit the show. But we're supposed to be a destination show. Always have been that way. People find their way to us. And then when they get here, normally stats and analytics say probably going to stick around for a while, but they got here for a reason. It's not like, you know what I mean? So whenever I get forced in front of people like WWE or with ESPN, there's always going to be some fucking people that absolutely hate everything I'm about and everything, in turn, everything we're about, which is completely understandable because I'm not for everybody. We're a destination show. Now we're too big. The algorithm puts us into people's faces. So now the website that we run our show on independently, no relationship with YouTube, Google. We have one connection over there who tells us, it'll figure itself out whenever we can't load a video.
Okay.
That is literally the only connection we have. Everybody sees the NFL make a deal with Google and YouTube TV. They're like, this is great for Pat and the boys. It's like, nope.
Inconsequential.
We have no relationship with anybody over there other than just running our show on this platform. But their algorithm does take our stuff and put it. So now we're getting kind of shoved into people's faces and on ESPN too. Way too much of us. Do have to think about that this offseason. About like, visions going forward, what we think we need to do next year, the year after that. All a massive question mark, but also all needs to be done with a lot of self-awareness that there is way too much of us this football season.
Yeah.
And by us, I mean me. And in turn, I mean you guys. So we do have to think about that going forward.
Well, it's awesome to watch you, but you do kind of forget, hey, people are watching like this show and ESPN2 in the moment just because we do just talk about dumb shit, and you forget that, hey, some people take us seriously sometimes. Not everyone knows our maybe voices.
It's not
and
good.
It's kind of ridiculous and wild.
I got a letter from a lawyer over there.
Yeah, exactly.
We have an update on the Brett Favre situation we'll do tomorrow.
That's right.
Wednesday.
Probably on Wednesday.
Yeah, probably on Wednesday.
I don't know. I got to sit that one through, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another decision to make.
That's another whole
Rack the
thing. Do
brain.
I want to get into or not? You know what I mean? I don't know. These are things that I don't know if there's a lot of blueprints for.
Yeah.
You know, like, what do you do in this situation? I know what other people would do, but does that mean that's what I'm going to do? Probably not. Are they afforded the same opportunity I am? Well, what's that? Well, I'm able to fucking do whatever I want. Do they get to do that? No. Okay, so don't compare me to them. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Well, it might cost you. How much? $30,000 to sing happy birthday on ESPN2 to Tim Tebow. Worth it.
Yeah.
Take that 10 times out of 10. This next one, though, seems like it could get a bit pricey.
Sure.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it does.
situation it is in.
We'll see. I mean, there's some other things going on, and like you said, I don't know what I should be saying now, but we
You
also
just stepped in.
Well-
And you said, yeah.
Well, hey, that's what I'm saying. We also have to keep in
Our
mind
lawyer
the
said we
information
shouldn't
that-
say anything.
How about on game day last night? I said, the people who own the company that I work for every single day
Yeah,
said
I
that
did
we'll
enjoy that.
we'll donate 10 grand to that or whatever. Oh, that's very nice of you. Yeah, the people who run it real nice. We're not supposed to have money or success or a platform, so we appreciate you all enjoying this ride with us. I have no idea how long it's going to last, especially after nights like last night. Me, Nick Saban, and Lee Corso were all trending same. That can't happen.
Fucking
That
awesome.
should not be happening, AQ.
Perfect. I think it was perfect.
Saban's awesome.
Yeah. What?
Beginning of the show, he had no fucking idea what I was. I walked in, gave him a full, whoa, look at you, bro. That's the end of the day. We did our show already. Then we had moved into our suite that we bought, $75K. That ended up being an ESPN
Bingo.
Hang
production
on.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Happy we could donate that to the team.
T's and P's for
Also,
that guy.
you cannot see the game from those suites.
Yeah,
Oh.
those
I
field
talked about
suites
that.
at SoFi, if you're from out of town, don't get bamboozled.
Do not do it.
No, that is an LA influencer taking pictures on the
Yes.
couches inside those suites.
I was.
Not a lot of there's no TVs.
There's no couches
Nope.
inside the suites to
TV.
take
No,
pictures with.
There's nowhere to sit down.
The one next to us was like an actual club, but same deal. Like that was
Still couldn't see
for
that.
what those people probably paid to be in there.
Oh.
Oh, that is one of the worst seats in the house.
Do you think about what we have said about SoFi being the stadium of the future for everybody else to do? Don't. Don't. Let's put a roof on it. If we're going to put a roof on it in the suites, like people paying a lot of money, make it worth. We didn't have to watch the game from there. Now,
Right.
Ty and Nick was in there with Bill and Dirty and Bruce, so they were watching, but I think they were roaming too, and we had a TV and ears in or whatever. But what's that?
We didn't even try. Like legit didn't even try. Just watch the game on the monitor because it's like the fucking team's right there. You
So
can't.
it's the dumbest built stadium of all time.
By far.
Well, that's what I would.
It's beautiful, though.
I'd be interested to see
There's
like
the
what
rain coming in, yeah.
Yeah,
right there.
I mean the
That's
two.
not smoke. That's all rain. That is water that's going to hit everybody that's underneath of it right
Like, did you see any of like the 200 level suites, like where there's supposed to be like a bunch of those that are on that like upper bowl? I feel like those would be
Yes.
like pretty decent, but yeah, the field suites are
Terrible.
You can't see anything. Like the people next to us, same deal. That was the entire TCU bench. Those
And
they're
cheerleaders.
huge, and then you're also like down beneath them anyway.
So is
like-
end zone the only play?
For a field suite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. But remember, when you get that, you got to go boom to Jumbotron.
Oh, yeah. Depth.
To boom.
AQ and I were talking about it this morning because I said the same thing to him. I was like, those fucking field suites. And he said he was in Dallas stadiums the exact same way as far as field suites. You
So
can't.
all of the new ones. So Dallas, Minnesota, Atlanta, SoFi.
Minnesota's further away, though, isn't it?
It is, but it's still, if you're at ground level, you can't see shit.
But I think the Dallas one is bad.
Bad.
Because you actually take steps down.
Correct.
And they're close. But everybody in that building is watching on the Jumbotron anyways, but you're closer. I think there's people that look how close we were to Russell Wilson.
Dak Prescott.
You know what I mean?
Hats off to Lucas Oil, though. Those field suites are awesome because they're raised a little bit.
Yeah, they are raised a little bit, but they're also in the end zone.
True, but
Like, you're not behind the team. They don't have any behind the team.
Behind the benches.
but like
What we're saying is
don't get
field suites behind the benches, scam.
Terrible.
Do not buy them unless you're forced to. Like you have a field pass show.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you need to get more people onto the field.
Mm-hmm.
So this seems like the right answer, just getting a field suite. I don't think it's a good play.
No.
I don't think it's a good use of your money, especially when you can just watch at home.
Yes.
The same exact way you're going to be watching from the field suite. You won't be able to get the selfies, though.
no.
Yeah.
Not on the
which is-
fields. Those first level suites, though, to Ty's point, they
Those are
looked
sweet.
like when you were just walking around looking up into those, that seemed to be perfect level. Could see everything from there. Like that's, I think, where Stafford's field suite is.
We haven't talked enough. Stafford's awesome.
Yeah.
He was on game day. He was supposed to come on. They thought there was a chance he was going to come on the
really?
MegaCast, the Field Pass. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the only times I prepared the boys for anything. It was like, hey, we can't just ask him 10 times if he's going to retire or not. Okay, he's coming on.
What are we gonna ask him? Then?
We can't just be like, so Matt,
playing next
playing next year? Like, that would literally. All right, Ty has a question for you from the suite.
Yeah, Matt, have you decided yet whether or not you're playing next year? Or?
Hey, Matt, great to see you. Congrats on Super Bowl champion commercials and you cemented your Hall of Fame status. Is it going to continue next year? Or That's literally the only question that we were going to ask.
Yeah. Over and
Which
over.
is a shame because George is winning in his house of SoFi that he fucking built. They'll probably have his name on that stadium somewhere, winning a Super Bowl there as quarterback home, everything like that. It's hard not to just ask him that question the entire time. He was on game day and they were talking about Stetson. And they said, Pat, go ahead and you'll be next or whatever in my ear. And I'm like, so Matt, you gonna play next year? That is literally all my. We'll run college game day, talking college football. Don't need to take it away from that and do that.
Sure.
Dion, who'll be Coach Prime, he'll be joining us in like 30 minutes. I think he kind of broke some news on game day last night. We will not be opening the season with TCU next year, is what he said. I think we are.
That's what they are.
We are not. Coach Prime, you're going to see these guys first game of the year. Coach Prime said, I don't think so. We'll be opening with somebody else to start this whole thing. I don't know if that news is official or if it has actually happened. But when he said that, I remember going like, well, that's some breaking news. That gave me. Prime was awesome. He'll be joining us in 30. Stafford was awesome. Saban, fucking awesome.
Weapon.
By the end of the show, I think he kind of understood me a little bit more. Tim Tebow.
Man.
AQ, I'll let you go first. You weren't there with us. Just when you see him on television, what's the first feeling you get? Just let it all out.
Just go ahead.
From the heart.
Come on, Al.
Just let it roll right
He's
out
amazing.
of your mouth.
He's a Hall of
amazing.
Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. Look at that. I mean, he's a college football Hall of Famer. 2-time national champion, right?
Oh, so good.
Damn.
Look at this. Huh?
Best player ever.
I
AQ.
mean, one of the
AQ.
best.
Huh?
That's a phenomenal picture.
Firm handshake, by the way. Firm.
Yeah.
Welcome to the set, Mr. Tebow.
Definitely in portrait mode. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a good photo.
Yeah.
Is this Bill or Zeke? Zeke?
That was me, yeah.
Great photo, Zeke.
Fantastic.
He built like a tight end.
He's built like fucking bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Now, he has full hourglass. I think he's getting into Olympic lifting. I asked him.
Here we go.
He laughed and then walked away like he does everything else I ask him.
Doesn't know how to handle it.
He does, though. Tim understands me. Tim has been around me enough that he understands what's coming, how it's coming, which I appreciate so much because he gets it. And if you see the way we all operate, Tim understands what's coming from us, which I think is a massive compliment to Tim Tebow. And more people need. He said something there, you know. He said something.
Look at that cut.
That's just a. That's a 1,000-mile stare.
I think that was while we were watching him interview Stetson Bennett. He probably said something in the video that I was real. Fucking Tim Tebow. He's awesome. He stopped by for what, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I think he would have stayed all night last night if they would have let him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He probably had to go to 4 different appearances, though. He's Tim Tebow. But big thanks to Tim for stopping by, Tim.
Thank you,
He
Tim.
had the halftime show.
Thanks for your service,
Yeah, he's
Tim.
very
Just
cool.
to society
Yeah.
as a whole.
There's an aura about him, too.
you're the greatest human to ever exist. So what do you gotta? That's what Connor asked. He goes, well, I'm not the greatest human. I'm lucky enough to know the greatest human that ever existed. But I think blah blah blah. And he goes that whole thing. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, you were talking about Jesus Christ right there? Yeah. Don't compare yourself to Jesus, Tim.
Come on, Tim.
Tim, just us layman, bum ass humans. You are fucking far above all of us.
Talking mortals here.
You need to know. Mere mortals, Tim. You're way above all of us, and we appreciate it. AQ or 8.
Long
You know
night.
what I mean?
Reset.
Long night.
Hey.
Long day.
Long
False
day.
start.
Yeah.
Let's get a positive play here. Let's get back
I
on
mean, it's
schedule.
tough. Every day, AJ, AQ. AJ, I don't know how many other people have that in their life. Like
No one.
Many.
couple A's, 2 different letters on the other side of it.
What's his first name?
Aaron,
James.
Aaron
Hulk.
James.
And you are Alan
Quay
Shipley.
Yeah.
You ever think about going by Quay, like the guy that pushed the athletic trainer?
Yeah.
That's what I named my son.
Georgia Dog.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's what I named my son.
Son's Q.
Is he going to get up and just fucking punch athletic trainers like all
that
the
was,
other
that, was,
guys?
that, was
there?
a, that was a tough look for Quay.
Dude, walking out was even worse, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the toughest
That's
part.
second
The
time.
walk
he's done
down the
that this
hallway
year,
was
too.
tough.
He's walked. What do you mean? Second time he's done what?
Yeah.
Pushed an athletic trainer?
I can't remember if it was an
sideline
athletic
against-
trainer. Yeah, I believe it was like just some quality control coach for the Bills on the side on the sideline.
How about the
during
other
Sunday night
guy?
game.
How about the other guy
Bodying.
bodying?
Yeah.
That was a bunch of
was
Georgia
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs
Two of 'em.
sticking up.
What are we?
Bro, he's like, oh, we're fighting. Well, this guy had to have said something.
They were saying it was because Swift was the one who was hurt, former teammate of theirs. They wanted to make sure
Big
he was
Georgia.
okay.
Oh, so he was. The trainer didn't know that he was looking out for Swift.
Yeah.
Trainers do sometimes do a little get back. You see refs do a get back too, and I always think they're a little bit.
Aggressive.
Hey, you guys need to relax a little. These dudes still much bigger, faster, stronger, and probably bigger dogs than you'll ever be in your entire life. But they're doing it in the name of health. So
Right, yes.
they're able to grandstand on that at all times. And I'm not saying that they're out of pocket for doing it. I'm just saying this is standard operating procedure. Get out of here. The person that got Thibodeau to stop doing the Snow Angels on Nick Foles
Yep.
was a fucking trainer for the Colts going, get the fuck out of here, which is kind of standard operating procedure for the NFL. I've never seen a guy just openly go, what was that? And then push the trainer. That's a
From
first.
behind.
That's a first for me. Blindside.
Trainer was ready
That was a
too.
tough look.
Trainer goes,
He
excuse me,
steps to him.
Yeah,
Well, what's
he's
that?
about it.
what is your problem,
Just
dude?
an idiot.
And then that guy, what? What are you going to do? What?
Both were first round picks from Georgia.
Not a good look for Georgia, but Georgia just won
Yeah,
65-7, so
Be
be
smart.
smart.
and then you guys missed it. Like right after he did the very smart, fucking just started pumping up the crowd.
I mean, it wasn't that hard of a shove, right?
No.
Quay could have obviously shoved him much harder, but just doing it at all.
A lot of people saying in the aftermath of the physical trainer from the Bills potentially saving DeMar Hamlin's life too. Maybe not the time or the place to shove a trainer right in the back when everyone's still.
And I'd say everybody that's saying that, valid. Very, very valid. And we have a lot of respect for trainers around here.
Yeah.
Love him.
You're not going to find another show, I don't think ever, that gives as much love to trainers as they do. Wasn't as strong as a shove as it could have been.
No.
For Quay's
Yeah.
standpoint.
Pretty casual.
Never seen that happen before, though.
Packers were doing weird. Rasul just walking down the line.
Dude, he
Yeah,
quote
what was
tweeted.
that?
He quote tweeted my tweet and said, "Why is everybody?" I didn't get to read it because I think it was as I was waking up this morning. I saw that he had quote tweeted my tweet. He gave an answer,
Oh, he did.
and a lot of people said, "Well, you didn't want the mulligan kick or whatever." It was like they didn't call a timeout or anything like that.
No.
They just called a 15-yard penalty on him for fucking batting the ball out of the snapper's hand, walking down the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, bingo.
I mean, I had some guy from Chicago, media person, quote tweet my video when I said, "What in the blue hell was Roswell doing?" He put this big sophisticated answer about he didn't want the kicker to get a mulligan kick, which is obviously something the NFL has harped down upon because they have refs batting the ball, which the one deflection the ref had, fantastic. And that is something that the NFL stressed because if you give these professional kickers a chance to get a mulligan, some of them, not all of them, but you give some of these guys a chance to get a mulligan, they're going to be able to read the wind. They're going to be able to read the ball flight. They're going to be able to read it. Just like a golfer getting a mulligan. So special teams coaches got like real pissed off that kickers were getting an extra kick at it, and it became a thing where refs would be sprinting to bat the ball out of the way or stop the snap and everything like that. That's real. So Russell said, crazy people don't get why I did this. He missed a kick earlier in the game. We called a timeout on this play. I wasn't about to let him get a free kick, so I did this. Now me hitting him after he pushed me, I take full accountability for it. But they didn't call a timeout. They called a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah. So what?
So this was exactly what the Chicago guy said. The Chicago guy said they called a timeout. It's like, well, if they called a timeout, then what are they giving a fucking personal foul for?
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't call a timeout. Russell thought they were going to call a timeout,
Exactly.
I think. And then he wanted to go and, like, help out the whole
Wasn't
process.
LaFleur calling the timeout, though? And the
don't-
replay?
They didn't give it to
They
him.
didn't give it to him.
Oh,
They-
gotcha.
It was a 15-yard penalty. There was
Yeah.
no...
Because he did that.
Yeah, for that
Yes.
exact thing. There was no timeout called, which would have been before the personal foul of Roswell Douglas walking down the line of scrimmage and hitting the ball out of the long snapper's hand while everybody else is in three-point stances. That's what they called the 15-yard penalty on. They didn't call it timeout. This guy just goes, "What are you doing?" Soul's like, "What are you?
Yeah.
What is this guy doing?"
Oh,
Look at Skip. Skip's getting ready to go get him.
yeah, Skip.
Look at him.
Penny Sewell has no idea what he's doing.
Love Skip.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, Skip's like, "What is this guy doing?" Yeah, 15-yard penalty, make it a closer kick, go in a half.
Yep.
That was very confusing. Roswell thought they were calling a timeout. Makes sense. They did not call a timeout.
No.
Guy in Chicago that quoted my thing saying they call a timeout. He's smarter than everybody. They did not call a timeout. It's a 15-yard penalty. It just, I don't know how it all adds up, but I'm happy we saw it. That's the first time I ever seen something like
Yeah,
that.
that's sweet. Smart play, too, if he didn't get that penalty. If they do call timeout and
Yeah.
he does that, genius.
Smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
Don't need the ref to do the deflection thing if it doesn't even get past 2 yards behind the fucking snapper's ass. Good play. Respect what you did, Roswell. West Virginia guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously big brain.
Yeah.
He was banking on the floor to make the right play.
Yeah, it feels like that's who's at fault.
I have some breaking news.
Oh.
I'm living out in L.A. I drive a sports car, just
Oh, no.
I'm a real big baller because he made $1 million. Spending on girls and shit. I'm doing that to hopefully get my voice back because
Yeah, yeah.
that's where I lost my voice.
Oh,
Poser.
that's where you'll find it.
Yeah.
Ibiza.
You find what you have lost right where you left it.
Exactly.
People forget about that. So I was hoping maybe I get back in the state of mind of Posner fucking rocking a party. And maybe the voice will come back because this is massive news. Breaking news. When I introed the show today on that camera right over there, and it was zooming in on this stage right here, I said it is Tuesday, January 10th. What did I not say, Ty Schmidt?
You didn't mention that it was Aaron Rodgers Tuesday.
Last night, to end the Megacast on ESPN2, I did something that I never do. Anytime I promote that something's happening on our show or on our program, it gets canceled or our technology just doesn't work. So we try to promote nothing on this show. Just a little inside thing. Let's not talk about the guests that are coming on because there's a chance that when we do that, the person doesn't come on and we're the assholes. We saw it take place earlier this year. This has happened on numerous occasions over the last 5 years. Try not to promote much because we don't want to let anybody down when it inevitably doesn't work immediately upon us promoting it. So what did my fat mouth do last night to end the Megacast? I said, all right, everybody have a great night. We're back tomorrow for Aaron Rodgers Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
Thank you all so much. Congrats to Georgia. And then off. As soon as I say that, we celebrate the moment. Walk into the suite, I go, promote Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Should not have done that. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I have some breaking news. As of this morning, we have been told there will be no Aaron Rodgers Tuesday today.
Gummit!
I hear your disappointment because mine is radiating as well because I was excited for the chat, especially with everything going on in Aaron Rodgers' life. Professionally and on the internet, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Privately, excited to kind of chat with Aaron Rodgers today because of what happened a couple of days ago and what the future looks like. We don't know. Let's go to the man himself. That's what Aaron Rodgers Tuesday has been. There'll be no Aaron Rodgers Tuesday today. That's because Aaron Rodgers is meeting with the Packers today and tomorrow.
Oh,
These are
shit.
said to be lengthy meetings. We don't know what's going to come from them, but we do know next week, Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, live and in action. The week after that, Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, live and in action. So I think we're going to have a lot of answers for what the future looks like after the next couple of days in Green Bay, in Lambeau. After 12, the quarterback meets with the team. This is something that's been taking place at least the last couple of years. We don't know how long it's been taking place, but Aaron and the Packers are meeting. We will talk to Aaron next Tuesday. I assume others might talk to him before then, but that is the state of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on this particular January 10th. And good luck in those meetings.
Yeah. We'll get him, Aaron.
What do you think they're talking about, AQ? Honestly.
Everything, right?
I think so.
They got to talk about everything. They got to talk about.
I was told it lengthy. These are going to be lengthy. Year-end
Okay.
meetings, wrap-up meetings happen. There's a lot to go through for a lot of different positions, a lot of different coaches, everything like that. With Aaron in Green Bay, what do you think, AQ?
I think they got to talk about the roster. They got to talk about skill. They got to talk about free agency, draft, Jordan Love. They got to talk about him. They got to talk about everything. They got. If he's going to come back, they have to make a concerted effort to continue to win now.
No, I heard he stinks. He's washed.
Yeah, you
He
can't
won
throw
8-9 this year.
That's right.
Stinks.
Throws picks.
Done. It's over.
Do you think there's any chance to go somewhere else? You don't know him at all. And when he's on and you're on, you choose not to ask him any questions. You just sit back,
That's all it
watch
is.
with your arms crossed, kind of looking weird.
Giggling.
But I love listening to him.
We all do.
I love listening.
I love sending out a question out there, just hearing what's coming back.
I mean, I do feel like when I did ask a question, I mean, he checked me real quick on who the offensive coordinator was. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to listen. I think I'm just going to
Yeah,
listen.
you have to get by that.
No, you're gonna have to do that. Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
think this is? You think you just walk into
part
the
of it.
fucking terrarium and start talking to the fucking head alligator, pal?
Not a chance.
You're
I don't
right.
think so.
No, he's going to check you every once in a while.
Every human you talk to forever is going to check you. What do you think Saban did to me last night whenever I go, Sab, what up, bub? And then there's a check. I don't like this person. Stop talking to me. You just got to fight right
Just keep
through.
going.
Yeah. Hey, bub, we're sitting next to each other for 3 hours.
Fire through.
I don't have time in the first 5 minutes for you not to like me. Like, you can hate me later.
I'm going
but
to come around in hour two.
Now.
Yeah.
Maybe. And
Yeah.
you might end up hating me or whatever, but you got to get through that. Don't let, hey, Aaron was just seeing if you knew your shit. You exposed yourself while asking the question, probably.
Well, I mean,
And
I
he just
think
wanna
at the end of the day,
he
LaFleur
wa-
does call the plays, not Stanovich, right?
Well, we didn't know anything about that. It sounds like you have thought about this since the moment it happened. You
Yeah.
need to move on. You need to
I'm
move
just
on.
saying.
Yeah,
It sounds like this one has really gotten you. You're a little rattled
Little
right now.
grudge over there.
And he loves that, by the way. I think
Oh,
Aaron,
yeah.
if Aaron was
Oh,
to
yeah.
hear this,
Yep.
that months later, you are still, was it Stanovich or LaFleur? You tell me.
Yep. He's gonna be grinning ear to ear.
He
So
just
much
wants
real
you.
estate.
He just wants you to know he's an active listener. So, like what you're saying, you gotta keep going through that, dude.
All right, I got
You just
something.
gotta do
I
it.
got
I-
something cooking next week.
For next Tuesday?
Yeah, next week.
I don't know if we're gonna have time for you to
Sure.
ask a question, pal.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about.
there's a way to think
What,
about
do
it.
you
Like,
think, what do you think this is?
I'm coming in.
he's done it to me.
If you come to me, I'm coming with a question.
he didn't
Oh,
get
you're
my
gonna come
question.
right into the mic?
Right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, all over it.
A lot of sexual innuendo stuff out of me last night. I don't normally do that.
Well, I think it's because of AJ. He's been doing the suck it up thing, and
It's also 65.
Suck 'em off's a big part of the show.
yeah,
That's a big deal whenever you're talking about play action. Literally, it's the only thing play action
Yeah.
is.
but that leaks into
Trying
other
to
areas.
suck up
Suck
the
up the linebackers.
What's that, bub?
That leaks into other areas.
When it's
Yeah,
65.
but not for me normally. I'd normally dance around that. I guess like 10, 12 hours on air, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I was told after 10:30 you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Well, actually, I was told Michael Jordan said, fuck it, 9:05.
is that local or Eastern?
American
Okay.
standard. You're right, because in LA, that's fucked up time zone.
Yeah,
You
and-
live over in that thing. What do you do?
No. Don't
You're-
put me in. I'm not in Pacific.
He's
I'm in
2 hours
Mountain
right
time.
I'm in Mountain. I'm 2 hours.
How do you
So
watch
weird.
sports?
But
That's the
sometimes you're
perfect one.
Pacific. It just
Depends on the time of year.
correct.
But starting next year,
Doesn't change it.
I'm all Pacific. I guess I am on that time zone now. I
Dude,
guess I am.
I don't know how you're going to do it. It's a vacation. Honestly, I don't know how you don't just view it as a vacation.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You're watching boxing. You're watching UFC. You're watching the national championship. Would you rather it finish at 9 p.m. or midnight?
Yeah, so UFC, just check the highlights the next morning on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm out. I'm not staying up till 1 to watch that. That's not real life. They're trying to make you watch it, which makes sense.
And I do.
I think UFC and boxing, when it ends at 2:33 a.m. Eastern time, you guys win.
We win.
Way to go.
Nice job.
We
AQ.
win. And I'm a big UFC guy.
I understand.
Hell yeah.
Primetime football games, though, like, I'm going right to bed after those.
Yeah.
Over in L.A. or whatever, and where you're going to be, it's like, no, the night's kind of just getting started, if you want it to.
Yeah.
And it's like, who has the energy? I don't know if I have the ability to really have the energy to do it. The weather is fucking, well, not yesterday, but the weather is awesome.
Yeah.
Like when we got out there, it was clear skies, sunny.
65.
Oh, that beach view. Oh, and you're in fairy tale clock land. So, like, it is 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
At all points.
With this sun, this view,
Yeah.
this fake time, how do you not have an old fashioned at 2 o'clock in the
What?
afternoon?
Exactly.
How do you not have a Mongo White Claw 3:30?
What?
10 a.m. Jack and Cokes were pretty cool.
So I didn't do that.
Afternoon games.
But you could understand.
That would be Utah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
certainly.
the NFL Sunday kicks off at 10 a.m. over there.
Sunday night football
awesome.
starting at 5:20 was just like such a mental head fuck. It was like I'm going, like you said, I'm going to bed when this game's over and the game
nice.
is over and people are just getting ready to like go out to dinner.
Yeah.
So you guys are a go to bed early crowd over there.
No, I can then I still have a life after the games. It's nice. I can still watch a show. I can hang out.
And then what time do you wake up?
I mean, I'm up at 6:30.
So it's actually 9:30, which is pretty perfect.
Yeah.
That does sound good.
I don't know if I'll be able to just stay away from booze though if I'm over in that sun all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not even a drinker. I don't even drink anymore. AQ heard I had some booze over there. He got all excited. He's like, "Oh, we're back."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm not. I didn't even get hungover because of how I did. I feel like I was a real adult. I mixed in waters. I was doing the whole thing. But it's hard not to have a beer whenever you're just like sitting there.
It's nice out.
It's hard.
It's hard not to.
There's ocean.
It's like spring.
You can see the water.
It's literally like spring all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to fucking do here?
Sounds awesome, doesn't it? You're trying to make this sound like it's horrible. It's amazing.
I don't know how you're like.
How do you get shit done?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, be a
How do you watch sports? Like, I'd
productive
want to be
human.
outside.
Watch it outside.
Golf.
Got an outdoor patio, TV right there. Boom, I'm in the sun.
Yeah, but you're not paying attention. You're out there chipping
good
and
life.
putting. You're not watching.
Oh, I'm watching.
Fucking around.
I can't put together my segment if I don't watch it.
So I have a lot of respect for the people that have enough self-discipline to be able to do that. I found out that it was difficult. Renting out a whole sports bar.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was go outside and smoke outside. Couldn't smoke inside, even though all the windows
The
were
windows
open.
are open. Yeah. What the hell?
Can I smoke this? Can I smoke your local flower?
Come on,
right
Mike.
here in this thing. I'll watch it back. You guys, we got cameras watching.
Love you, Mike.
All right, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike was former Marine. This guy, bald head, strapped that thing on his hip.
Thank you for your service.
He was ready to go.
Yeah.
LA was much nicer than I thought. I didn't see as many homeless people as I thought I was going to.
We weren't downtown as much.
yeah.
I was gonna say
I
when
was.
we went to pick
Oh,
up the
yeah.
rental cars, boy oh boy, I saw a lot of bums outside of 7-Eleven, and they were talking nothing.
Did you go to the beach?
No.
They're all over the beach.
No, they weren't. Dude, I walked through Venice.
Yeah, we drove up to PCH. You didn't see anybody
telling
on the
you.
beach.
I smelled them. I didn't see them. You get into Venice, it smells different. But I didn't see anything. It looked nice.
Severe lack of bumps, to be honest.
They're there.
I don't know if it's a severe. I think it's good that this is potentially happening, probably for the bums.
My guess.
It's been raining all week long. Probably washed them all away.
Well, either that or it's national championship weekend. They just bring in the street sweepers and just fucking clear them out.
Yeah.
Oh, like what happened with the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
They might have hired
Yep.
Mike to just push a few of them off that cliff onto the PCH.
I don't know if any of this is real, but I will say it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was
Thank you for the hospitality, LA.
Yes.
gorgeous.
And that was the most I think we've all hung out and just drank for as long as we have in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
fun
nice.
just to hang out.
It was a blast.
I missed that shit.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Literally had our own bar.
Which was an awesome move.
Yeah.
And then the other bar, the bungalow was in our
Kinda
lobby.
Yeah.
Same deal. Yeah.
We had our own part of that bungalow bar with our own TV. So in the hotel lobby, we could not go because it was all the college football world. Very thankful to ESPN for putting us up in that hotel. Very nice hotel. But the lobby of all those event hotels, if you're somebody that maybe people know who it is a nightmare. That is not a fun experience. You're in your room or you're out of that hotel. You're not like mingling around much.
Can't.
Can't. It's a full on event pretty much. It's a meet and greet for however many days you're there. It's a good thing. Okay. I'm not knocking that. I'm not a person that knocks that. I love talking to people. I enjoy talking to people. I'll take 35, 45 an hour talking to one person that like I should not have talked to that person for that long, but I just get intrigued by it. There was this bar called the Bungalow
Oh, man.
that was in the parking lot of our hotel. And we knew, one of the security guys knew us, Jason, shout out from San Antonio, Texas, like one of the head guys. Been there for 9 months every single night. He's the guy. He sees us. As soon as we walk in, it's like, hey, anything you guys need, let me know. We go in there, it's like this house party setup. We go into the back room. We have a fully functioning bar right behind us and then a full living room with a fucking projection screen. And we're just sitting here, mute DJ killing it.
Yeah.
Full bar, full bass. It felt like it was a rented out area almost for us. And then fans of the show that were there came in and like stood behind us. And we just drank for like 4 hours just watching this game doing absolutely nothing. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
roof.
perfect.
There's like an outside section with a like clear greenhouse type roof that you could be outside there too. That was like one of the best bars I've ever been to. They had a pool table in one of the sections.
All day.
They had a fireplace in one of the
And,
sections. Like
We were almost in the fireplace section.
Yes.
So it's like a house party bar setup. Genius, by the way.
And they have 2 projectors. We were just in one of the rooms. That doesn't look like it.
I don't think that's the place.
That was the one that's if you go to the end there to the right is the room where you guys were in because that's where I had to sneak in.
I did not see this room.
I don't think so.
That's the greenhouse room.
I wonder if this is set up for like a private
No, there's
event.
a tree in the middle of
Looks
the
like a wedding.
greenhouse one.
Yeah, they might have used this to rent it. This is not the place that we were at.
No.
It didn't look like this.
That was
at
way
least.
too nice.
Yeah, unless they mix it up. But yeah, the Georgia, like getting to see some of the Georgia fans like last night
action.
after I got home, I looked at some of the stuff. There was one Georgia fan who was wearing a fedora who basically came up to you. One of his buddies brought him over, and he just barked for like 2 minutes, and then he left.
Yeah, I was back to him. All right. Go dogs.
Go Dogs, and then walked away. Yeah, it's gold.
Shout out to LA, man.
Shout out.
All right, let's get to a break. On the other side, AJ Hawk will join us. Deion Sanders will join us. Coach Prime of the Colorado Buffaloes. I believe he's meeting Ralphie this week.
Ooh.
Ralphie is the Buffalo that runs onto the field.
Okay.
And if you follow along with Deion on any of his Instagram or social media platforms, he's saying he and Ralphie got to meet before we meet, you know?
Yeah.
Thing's a wild animal. And Deion's like, I would like to know this creature before it comes running full speed onto the field that I'm standing on. We need to meet. We need to have a little bit of a thing. We'll get an update on that. Also, his Amazon doc is crushing it, I believe.
Yeah.
From his time at Jackson State all the way through being the Colorado head coach. He's changing the game. Can't wait to chat with him in 8 minutes. AJ Hawk will be on the other side of this 5-minute break. And we got a bunch of NFL stuff to chat about. Black Monday rolled through. A lot of people got fired. What do the future of some programs look like? Well, Kyler Murray's going to decide that for the Cardinals, allegedly.
That's right.
We'll talk about that and more on hour 2 of Tuesday, January 10th. The playoffs start this weekend. The national championship was last night. Let's enjoy this life. Take 5. Yesterday was, a day that I've been waiting for my entire life, preparing for my entire life, dreaming of my entire life.
Ain't on the game, we are not playing the same. No, we not looking to change.
Obviously, we had the Daily Show for 3 hours, about 15 minutes here. You send Josh Allen to the Colts?
I would trade myself before I trade Josh.
Immediately following doing this show, I went to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and filmed an episode of Peyton's Places with Peyton Manning and Jeff Saturday. Best one yet. Hey, I didn't memorize some lines.
Oh,
I was up in the crow's nest where you wave the green flag and then the checkered flag. The ladder to get up to that thing was literally this thick. And then you're standing on top of the track. I'm just hanging out there for a couple hours. I guess that episode's coming out in the fall. Got to see Jeff Saturday again. Love chatting with Jeff. Got to see Peyton again. Love chatting with Peyton. It was amazing. I was very thankful to be a part of that. And then immediately after that wrapped, hopped on a plane, flew to beautiful Chicago, Illinois.
Can't stop now, I'ma grind till I'm boast. I thank God how he held me down the most. Can't stop now, gotta grind till I'm boast. Gotta thank God how he held me down the most. Got the whole team on my back.
And I can't thank the people of Chicago enough for the love they gave me whenever I walked out into the arena last night.
Panhandling on the side of Golden Mile Highway. The fact that he doesn't get his crap together, not putting hands on Austin Theory. Let's make that absolutely clear.
This son of a bitch get away!
WrestleMania, I'm preparing day and night, 2-a-days, 3-a-days, eating healthy, getting back into the best shape of my life so I can beat the hell out of Austin Theory. And tonight,
Dream come true, mission accomplished.
Yesterday was one of the coolest days of all time, and I can't thank everybody enough for allowing me to live this life. It's the dumbest life of all time. I will continue to try to enjoy every single moment. I will continue to try to do my best at everything I am doing, and thank you all so fucking much for all these opportunities. What is it? Why is that thing not moving? Why is there a light in the sky? Is that an alien? What up, alien? My name's Pat. This is Foxy. Let's chat. City UFO. That was a hell of a Monday, wasn't it? Show, Peyton's Places, Monday Night Raw debut. Now we're back home. Got a meeting in the morning. Back at it. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. This is our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome in Indiana. This is Tuesday, January 10th. Hour 2 starts right now. Football! Wrapped up its college football season last night with a national championship game that had the largest point differential in the history of college football. 65-7, the Georgia Bulldogs repeat as national champs. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Taryn Diggs is here. AQ Shipley, Super Bowl champion, is here. And joining us live from an attic in Ohio, a man that was perusing the field at SoFi with us last night on ESPN2. College football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, COVID survivor, AJ Hall.
Yeah.
AJ.
What's up?
You made it, bub. Proud of you.
Boy, AJ.
Yeah, we're here. We made it.
AJ drove back to Columbus, Ohio after landing in Indy last night at 4:15. When did you get back? Did you take a nap on the side of the road? Did you do old school a little bit?
No, I made it the whole way. Pulled in my house at 7:45, right as my kids were about to go to school. So it's perfect.
Hell yeah.
Boy, AJ.
Did you nap afterwards or did you work out?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Tried to lay down for about an hour and a half. I slept a little bit and then got up, got a little pump, and now here I am.
Okay, so you'll be crashing probably about the same time as me. 4 or 5 o'clock's coming around. I know you got parenting duties you're going to have to do all night that I don't necessarily have to do, but I will have to deal with all the dogs who haven't seen me in a while. Valerie was already in her bed that she sleeps in, so I come home 4:15, get into bed. Everybody sees me, have my little how you doing. Valerie comes back like 6:15 a.m. when she wakes up. She normally jumps back up into the bed and lays down. So whenever she comes in this morning, she jumped. Holy shit, where the fuck did you come from? There's a full moment between me and my dog Val. My heart started to really flutter. I assume that's what happens with kids. I'm excited for that. But tonight I'm going to be passing out hard. I assume you're going to be doing the same. This is kind of a thing. We're just all going to catch up tonight. Is that the plan for everybody here?
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of like when we came back from the Super Bowl. Similar situation.
Yeah, but then we take 2 weeks off after Super Bowl. So we're still in the middle of
when we came back from the Super Bowl, we actually had a live stream that night and watched the entire game.
Yeah,
so we
you guys did.
we didn't get together.
Are we doing a live stream again or no? For the Super Bowl? We shouldn't make that decision now. We're way too tired.
I don't like to make decisions, right after things. I like to take the emotion out of it. I can't tell you how long it's going to take for me to take the emotion out of last night. Could be a week, could be 6 months, but we'll eventually make the decision on whether we're going to do that last.
All right, so we'll certainly have a suspended vote for you if you're not ready. But we will have to figure out whether or not we've done that the last few years, right? Hasn't it been our thing?
Especially with the coin toss. It's hard not to.
Oh yeah, what are we going with? You want heads or tails?
I think I always kind of go with heads.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So here we
So
are.
not again. Leave me out of that bet. You get pissed at me when I try to tell you what it's going to be.
Well, you're ahead on the Zoom. You're ahead on the FaceTime. I mean, not on the Zoom.
Oh no.
Oh no. And we're like, we haven't seen it yet. You're like, nothing.
No,
I'm
something
saying. Hey, last night was cool, bro. What a fucking blowout. Ohio State could have beat TCU, obviously. They weren't able to beat Georgia the week before. People are pissed about the matchup, but I loved every moment of this college football season. Very grateful for it. AJ, your thoughts on last night and how it all went down?
Yeah, it was awesome. And obviously the blowout, a lot of people that work at games get worried and they hate doing blowouts. They hate being there. I think it's fun. It gives you some time to roam around and talk to Marty and Timmy Tebow and all those things. So, yeah, credit to Georgia. They are unbelievable, top to bottom. They have guys 3 and 4 deep at every position that just are absolute studs. So, yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, what did Nikki Nuzini report from the internet, from the suite? There is now a hypothetical debate going on the internet if the freshman Georgia team would be able to win this national championship. It's like they bring out next year's quarterback and next year's D lineman and next year's wide receivers. Yep. They were even bringing out next year's offensive linemen. They were tagging in offensive linemen that were the same exact fucking size as those guys. You start looking at their numbers. We didn't even have them on the card. It's like, oh, that guy's a true freshman, not going to burn his red shirt here. National championship, not going to burn the red shirt. Nope. So true freshman here. This is a red shirt freshman here. He's still got probably 3 more years in the program. He's not going to leave early. It's like, geez, Kirby Smart. Then did you hear the leaked audio of Kirby talking to the team?
Yes, that was. I'm not a big guy on pump up speeches or inspirational speeches, but that was both of them. That was amazing.
I don't want to be the one that just continues to spread it, but it's on the internet, so we should run it.
It's so sweet.
Should we? I mean, this thing is. I'll just run it out of my phone here directly into the goddamn microphone, so I can cut it off at whenever. But the way this was described on the internet is that this is from before the national championship game. So everything we just said about all the recruits and humans they have on the team, size, athletic, everything like that, and seemingly composure in the big moments, because you can have size and athletes and everything, but in the big moment, like the NFL is filled with big dudes who are great.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of big dudes who are great don't make the NFL, though, because they can't handle whatever. The football acumen you need to have, maybe the big moment acumen, be able to handle the situation, rules, discipline, buying in. Georgia's got it all, AJ. It seems like Georgia's got it. Now, they're not the only ones, but Georgia's got fucking all of it somehow, and they're going to – you listen to this pregame speech from Kirby Smart, and you're like, oh, it makes sense why he's got everybody kind of going in the same direction. This is allegedly Kirby Smart before the national championship. If you hear this, all of you who bet on TCU.
That's right.
I think you did too, AJ, didn't you?
Absolutely not. I'm on record saying I think Georgia could possibly blow them out.
Okay, good. Me too, by the way. So that gives a lot of legitimacy to our fucking program. But everybody else on our program and other people that had microphones are saying TCU money line. But if we would have heard this, could you imagine hearing this?
Your ass is prepared for this shit for fucking 365 days. I think about the fuckers in that locker room. Think about getting our opportunity. All the shit you went through this week to get ready for this game. Now is when you pay the fucking price. You go out there with energy, enthusiasm. Hey, now, ain't nobody in this room should be cautious. Ain't nobody in this room should be nervous about shit. Go out here and fuck their ass up. Don't think about scoreboard. Don't think about shit. You think about knocking the shit out of them. Did you hear what Box said on Monday? When I sat in that fucking meeting, I wanted to go fucking play right then. Tore your shit up out here. 2 years ago, fuck your shit up. Goddamn pride and joy tells me you fuck these guys up. You go play the right way. You play the right way. You knock their ass off. You stay off the fucking ground. You tackle the fucking man with a ball. The shit's easy. Look at the right shit. Punish their ass on offense and kick their ass on special teams, guys. It's about who the fuck we are. I believe in you. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Unreal.
I mean, that is fucking. How could you not want to run through a wall there? I didn't know Kirby had that. I think a lot of us didn't know Kirby had that. I saw a video on game day that they ran for a preview, and Kirby was standing up on like a locker talking to the team before the game or something, and he said, like, I think he said these motherfuckers, but the way they edited it, it just said like they or something like that. He said they now got to see us for real or something like that, and I'm like, oh, Kirby's like dog, you know? And then you hear that speech right there, AJ. I'm ready to run through a wall for that guy. I don't know, 65-7. It seems like that should have been maybe 80 to 90 to 7, AJ Hawk.
Well, don't you think a big reason we respond well, like it feels very authentic and real and in the moment. Kirby didn't sit there beforehand and be like, hey, what should I hit in my pregame like inspirational talk? Like he was excited. He was obviously pissed off at different things that have happened. Also, he said all the guys went through this past week. They were probably banging this week leading up to the national championship. You know, like Kirby seems like he is not scared to coach his guys hard and to be disciplined. And Will Muschamp, everything they have going there, I don't know, man. They are an absolute freight train on their way.
You got to remember Kirby, former player.
Yeah.
So sometimes former players are a little bit of like docile, like want to keep everything relaxed. I like everything going. He was a safety. He's on defense side of the ball. So he's like
headhunting about it too.
Yeah.
Hey, let's fucking go. I love if you can get everybody to buy into that belief, because that's all you're trying to do as a coach. Now, there's different ways to go about it, and I'm sure people are going to hear his language, and they're going to be offended.
Of course.
I mean, they're going to be offended by his language. Hate to break it to you, that's how every human in the NFL speaks. So whenever you hear or at high-level football speaks, so when you hear some people that don't speak like that, your radar should go up, maybe. Instead of the opposite way. Your radar should maybe go up and be like, why is that? Oh, this is a super good human. Okay, they're always like this. Or, oh, this person's guarded, filtered, not saying their actual real thoughts, which is not well received normally in the football world. Kirby's a fucking dog out there, dog.
Yeah, it was unbelievable listening to that, and then also just watching him on the sidelines still coaching when, it's the fourth quarter and they're killing him. But also what they went through this week, was it just TCU, people thinking that they could actually hang with Georgia, and Georgia just having to sit and stew on that all week? Because
70% of the money was on TCU.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, it feels like a lot of people are like, hey, TCU can do this, and I assume Georgia saw all that. I assume Kirby told them all that that's what people were saying, and then they basically said, oh, okay, you're going to disrespect us. We'll just go out and win 65-7 and pull all of our starters with 12 minutes left.
Joining us now is a man who knows a lot about this world, obviously, because he is now probably the fifth biggest name coach in college football. Mm-hmm. Definitely the most famous dude that has entered college football. Mm-hmm. And not only is he famous just because people talk about him, the reason why people talk about him is because if he was to come and talk to your friend group, no matter who you are, and you were asked, hey, who's the best football player that this friend group has? It'd be like, this is Mike. Mike's fucking best football player we got. This guy's better than Mike in football, like probably 10x, every one of your friend groups. And then you go to the same friend groups and go, hey, who's the best fucking baseball player you got? Oh, Zach, dude. Uh-huh. Zach fucking, he can see the laces, this guy. This dude's better than fucking Zach. So everybody in your friend group, he's better than you at everything that is athletically. And he's better than everybody that you've ever seen. You've been like, oh, that's the best guy I've ever seen. So literally anything he does is okay because his resume is fucking legit in every single aspect of athletics. Then you talk about being one of the greatest preachers and speakers. Mm-hmm. And you put that together, you got a goddamn great football coach. Mm-hmm. Saw it at Jackson State. Now he's at Colorado. He was on game day yesterday looking fantastic. Uncle Shannon Sharp, obviously declared that this man is 8 toes down. I would like to declare that this man is the greatest 8-toe athlete in the history of 8-toe athletes, and also the greatest athlete with 10 toes. Motherfucker can take 2 off and still beat all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, Coach Prime.
Yeah, oh my God.
What's up,
the
man?
best 8-toe. You know what? That's a heck of a compliment coming from you. I wish I had me a tank top in here. I would put it on just in honor.
Well, you don't have to do that, Prime, because everything I do is try to be in honor of you, sir. You fucking created this game way back in the day, long before branding or marketing or people had the foresight to think about a business down the road. You were doing it and crushing it, and you're still doing it today. You're fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not going to do this the whole thing, okay? I'm not just going to talk and compliment you the whole time, even though you deserve it, and I'm a massive fan. The Amazon documentary following you through your Jackson State year here, watching you coach, watching you demand accountability from your team, I think was a beautiful move. How did that come about? Did they approach you, I assume, and how open and willing were you for it?
Well, first of all, I got to give love to my guys from Barstools. Barstools, the first couple of seasons that we had, it was on Barstools.
Yeah.
And we kind of grew organically and wanted to just take another step. But shoot, Barstools put it out there and they blessed us, and it was unbelievable. It was so much more content because the budget was there and it was a daily look. So you didn't miss anything. I mean, with Amazon, we're doing a phenomenal job, a bigger scope, wider lens, and everyone in the country. I think we're number 2 on Amazon right now, and it's phenomenal.
Okay, is that good?
But you want to keep your receipts.
Is that
you want to keep the receipts. You want people to see everything.
Yeah,
You're not just talking about it. You want to show them that we are being about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations on the success. We know that the Colorado Buffaloes Instagram account and Twitter account in season tickets purchases.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you're not just you're not a person that we talk about the needle moving. We actually see it. How have you felt over there in Colorado right now? Obviously, you're feeling the love. We're following along on Instagram. After watching last night and watching this season and knowing college football a little bit better, what do you think about what you're going to be able to build at Colorado?
We're recruiting our butts up. One of the coaches just peeked in. I'm pretty darn sure he's talking about a commitment. I'm pretty darn sure.
Hey, congratulations! Hey, congratulations!
We're eating alive. We're living out of that portal. We got some high school kids that are going to be able to contribute, but we're living out of that portal, man. We're 40-40-20, 40% grad transfer, 40% portal, 20% high school. So that's the kind of way we go about it to build a team, and we're doing it. I'm happy. I'm elated. We got a great darn coaching staff, and I can't wait to see the finished product that we put on the field.
That's like, how do you put your coaching staff together? I'm sure with you and all the relationships you have plenty of people that would love to come coach for you. How do you figure out who is the right fit?
It comes from relationships. I got to have a relationship. It's nobody I can't say, well, I'm just going to go grab him. Well, may not be a fit, because it had to come from a relationship, a friend that validated this friend that I had a tremendous relationship with. Coach Sean Lewis, that's coming over from Kent State. That was a relationship from a friend that recommended him, and he is phenomenal. You know, to get a head coach to come over to be your OC, then Charles Kelly, my DC from Alabama. Shoot, come on. I still have Dennis Thurman that led us to the #1 defense in the FCS the last couple of years, and I have a plethora of people here that are truly qualified. Mike Zimmer's going to walk through that door at any moment. Willie Taggart's going to walk through that door at any moment. That's just how it is, to insulate me, to make sure I'm on my game as well.
No, Coach, I heard you guys are going to stink. Colorado's stunk for so long. You got no chance. You got no chance.
Hey, that's not my natural odor, baby. I don't know. I know you may. If you get close to me, it's going to smell like Dolce, but my natural odor is winning. It's confidence. That's my natural odor, and that's what we're going to do.
Hold on, because when you were on the widescreen there, Foxy, if you could, I see all the quotes in the background. You know, a lot of coaches have quotes that motivate them. Prime's got all the quotes that he fucking created behind him right now. Hey, you look good.
Yeah, and we got room. We got room for over there. We got some room, for the wall. So every time we come up with a good one, and it just happens organically, we put them on the back of the wall.
I do enjoy the fact that whenever you see or say something that it should be remembered, you go, "Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one." Yeah,
it's a good one. It's good. It's like the Bible. When God got finished creating the whole world, what did he say? He looked back on it. The Bible says, and he said, and that was good. So if God can say it, I think I can. I think I deserve to say it.
Hey,
he looked back on it and say that was good.
Yeah, well, a lot of things you've done have been good. Obviously the story that Desmond told yesterday on game day about how Desmond was a rookie and it was Packers, Falcons, and he was returning kicks, and obviously Des returns a kick and hits the Heisman pose, and obviously in the Super Bowl he's MVP, returns one against the Falcons. And then Prime, you said that you told the returner, you weren't even returning anything, you said get out of here because you looked at Des and was like, not in my house, you're not going to return a kick here.
I got this.
Well, have you always been like that? Like literally, like ever since you were a child, you've just always been most competitive, most professional guy? Yeah? Forever?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say most professional. Now that group, I was ignorant. I was straight out ignorant. Early on, I was hood and good. All right, I was hood and good and ignorant. I've learned to polish it up and present it in different ways. But I've always been that dude. I've never not been that dude. So I've always been able to rise to the moment, man. And not only that, but bring people with me.
Yeah, and why'd you choose college coaching? I asked you this at game day, and you gave a great answer. You said you wake up motivated, you said everything like that, but there's a lot of people that want to inspire and change the world. The amount of time that college ball takes, and obviously your son's the quarterback there, and he's immediately in the Heisman conversation because of the Colorado move. But why is this how you spend your time? It's a lot of time doing college coaching, Prime.
Man, I was coaching on the backside of the desert for a long time. I started off with youth football. We had one of the biggest programs in the country with ages 5 all the way to 14 and several teams of each age group. Now, you got to understand, we had youth baseball. We had 22 or 24 teams. We had youth basketball, another 25 teams. We had track. We had cheer. We had all those things. So our name was truth. Trust in God, respect myself and others, understand I have unlimited possibilities, try my best, never give up, and honor the truth in His creed at all times.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's what truth stood for. and we took the whole state of Texas, and we went and played all around the country. And that's what I was doing for a decade. Then I got into high school football. Then after high school, I'm just sitting there, all the kids about to go, Shiloh, Bucky had graduated from SMU, Shiloh was at South Carolina, and Shador was getting ready to go play for Coach Taggart. And, I started getting the call, phone started ringing. Like, let me really consider that. So I interviewed on a couple of interviews and knocked them out of the park, but it wasn't the time. And I accepted the Jackson State challenge, a tremendous challenge, because I'd never been to Jackson. I'm like, HBCU, I don't really know a lot about it. Let me do my homework. And I accepted the challenge. Then Shador said, you know what, Daddy, I'm riding with you. And Shiloh like, Daddy, I'm riding with you. So now I got both my sons there and the other son doing all of social media. And it just became a wonderful thing. And being able to grab those guys, without the Bible says you're riding that staff, they comfort me. Without the guys around you, you're not going to be comforted. So I learned to put some pretty good guys around me, just like when I returned punts. If I didn't have 10 dogs in front of me blocking their butts off, I wasn't going to be proud. So I've learned to always keep some dogs around me to make sure I could go do what I'm blessed to do. Man. And that's the formula of coaching, man. Just having some good coaches around you and we're not friends of the kids. Everybody talking about these kids are different. The kids ain't no different. Their coaches have changed. Kids ain't no different. They the same old kids. Coaches have changed. Quit pacifying these kids, and they want discipline, man. They want structure. They want to be told what to do and where to go and how to do it. And nowadays we got navigational systems that takes them everywhere, and we have to be those navigational systems.
Coach, people are scared to death to coach like that these days. Is that ever crossed your mind?
Why.
Does that cross your mind?
I don't know. No? I don't know no other way. I've been doing this with youth, kids 5 and 6 years old. I don't know no other way. I don't know no other way. I refuse to start you and you have 3 Fs on your report card. That's what it was done to me. I'm not starting you even at the college level. I'm not doing that because you're not smart and you're not disciplined. So why would I put you out there knowing at some point in time I'm going to need you to make the right decision within the confines of the game, and you're not going to do it because you're not even doing it for you. So how are you going to do it for me?
Hey, that was good. That was a good one.
How do you find those when you're recruiting these kids? Like, can you tell when you meet with them in person and like through the recruiting process? Do you know, like, hey, this is some guy that can play for me, and this person absolutely cannot?
Yeah, just the interviewing process and meeting the parents as well. Parents will tell you everything. Kids will lie. Parents will tell you everything, especially the mothers. They're not gonna lie. They're gonna tell you straight up. The daddy's gonna try to pacify little Johnny, but the dad, they'll lie a little bit. The mama's gonna tell you everything. And if you ask little Johnny, pinpoint him down and back him into a corner, he can't help but tell you who he is. And we want those type of kids that are smart, tough, fast, disciplined with character, or we're going to clash. And I don't even want to bring a kid on a visit. I don't want to offer a kid if he's not our type of kid. But when we sit down and get down and get down that road with him, I'm going to be able to tell. It's been kids come here on recruiting trips that we got here, and all they wanted to talk about first was the NIL. That's not my kind of kid. I want you to have a passion and a purpose to make it to the NFL, and then I want to know why you're doing it, because you're a quit on you. Tell me you're trying to get your mama out the hood, or you trying to do this for the family. Tell me it's bigger than you, because if it's all about you, that's going to be a problem, because you're going to sustain an injury one point in time in your life. You're going to face some adversity, and if it's about you, and if you're not stable enough, you'll shut that thing down when it's dealing with you. But if it's about mama or that brother or that friend or that sibling or somebody more important than you, you're not going to quit on them.
Yeah, when you're a part of something bigger than yourself, obviously you're going to commit a little bit more, and I think that's what you're explaining. Do you think you are like the perfect person to be a college football head coach in the modern world that we're in? Your background in branding and marketing, obviously NIL is a real thing, but I think the biggest thing is, and Peyton Manning told me this, and I don't remember if it was Peyton directly or Peyton's guy or whatever. Because I was so fascinated by how much money Peyton made off the field. Made so much money off the field. I mean, we're talking. He had commercials with fucking everybody. You watch the game. He was in a Buick. Then he was fucking eating a pizza
nationwide,
and then he was selling some insurance.
He was really good too.
And it was good. And then that Saturday, he was going to be on Saturday Night Live too. So it was like. This guy was everywhere making so much money, and I had the opportunity to be in his universe or whatever. And the team around him was like, "Yeah, first things first, though, got to be really good at football. You know, got to be really
It
good.
Don't work.
Yeah,
nothing else works if you're not good.
Yeah, and
nothing else works if you don't have the it. If you're not it, it don't work. And nowadays, kids want the it, and they're not it.
Well,
you would have said that differently. You would have said it differently, but I'm trying to be polite because I'm going to use profanity.
Yeah.
And you're not it.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, you're a good man. You're a good person. You're always this person. So I think we all appreciate the hell out of that. But I think you're the perfect person that can explain that to a lot of people and them understand it, though. That's why I feel like you're the perfect head coach right now in college.
I'm trying.
I assume more jobs. Was there more jobs? Was Colorado? Yeah. Colorado was the biggest job, biggest offer. Why?
No. Colorado was the best job and the perfect job for me because of Rick George, because of the AD, because of his spirit and what he spoke to me. Like the thing he touched me, man, and he it was so him. Like, this is the reason I'm him. I was offered more money, of course, but money don't move me, like connectivity and the spirit and being in the right place and doing the right thing. That's what moves me and motivates me. If money was it, shoot, I'd have lost this a long time. You don't come to work because of the money. You come to work because you love doing what you're doing, and the money seems to follow you. That's been my formula. I was sitting down talking to a kid this past weekend, and the coaches were beside me, the coordinator and a defensive back coach, and the kid was just talking, and the mother was adding in. I said, look, I've sat in all three seats. I've been the kid on the couch. I've been the parent right next to the kid on the couch. Now I'm on the other side and the coach that you're talking to. So it's not nothing that I don't understand about this process. And that's a gift. That's a blessing to be in all three seats.
I'd say.
Yeah. So what can you say when I'm telling you I understand the feeling and the motion? And I say, son, your mother is worried about two major things. She's not worried about you playing and all that. She's worried about what you're going to eat and where you're going to be housed. And we're going to make sure that's straight. You're going to eat 3 hot meals a day and have some funds for other things in life, because colleges give you that. But I'm going to make sure you have a wonderful place for you to lay your head. And we got some great dorms and housing, student housing as well. Those are the main things. Everything else is on the kid. The mama don't care about nothing else but that.
And then you got to coach him up. What do you got? Oh, I don't know. Former head coach is my offense coordinator. I don't know if you ever heard of Zimmer. Yeah, the guy. You know him either on the internet or on a football field. A lot of them. He's coming in here. I can't believe West Virginia did not just give every single. I was pushing for that.
That's not me though. Like that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. It has to be somewhere that I can flourish, that I can function, that I'm going to be me. I'm not changed. Look at you. When you went to do Fox, did you change? I mean, did you? I'm sorry. When you ESPN, did you change?
Fox too. I was on SmackDown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
but you don't change.
I was running tank tops through it all. You had to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why would you change? That's who you are.
Yeah.
So it has to be somewhere that's not going to even imply that you change. Like, you want it prime. That's what you're going to get. I don't know how to dress it up and flip it no other way. I got to be me. I got to be me unapologetically. I'm going to be me.
Hey, we have issues with that with some companies because of that. I assume you've run into that case as well. Yeah.
And I'm right back out. I'm right back out of the door. They should have Googled me, did your homework, and asked a few questions because I'm going to be me.
Yeah. Did you say you're right back out of the door? Is that what you said?
Yeah, right back out of the door.
Yeah,
we're not going to make it there.
Me too. Yeah, that is.
You're right back out of it.
Hey, I do not have anywhere near the resume to be doing the same thing you are, but I am happy to hear that I'm not the only human doing that shit. You are an elite individual. A couple of the boys have questions for you. Is that all right?
Yes, most definitely.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Coach, after you first got to Colorado, there's that unbelievable, conference you had with the team where you basically told them, like, hey, look, we don't have that many spots, and a lot of you guys aren't going to be here next year. Is that something that, when you were playing, you didn't experience, coaches telling you the tough truth a lot of the times? And then are you having trouble telling kids, like, hey, I don't have a spot for you because I got, 500, 1,000 people trying to come to play?
That's just like asking somebody if you have a problem being honest. I don't have a problem being honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing and placate anything. I'm going to be straight up with you so that you can move on to the next level, or you can come here and you understand the deal and understand how we move and how we work and how we go about our business. So challenging those kids to understand there's going to be change. Everybody said, we want to change the culture. We want to change the team. Well, you got to start with changing the darn people. How you going to do that if you don't change the people? You got to change the people to change the culture, to change every darn thing. It's change is inevitable in this world. Some people can't grasp it or hold on to it or fathom it. But it's change. When you guys elevate, and you're going to elevate because you guys are unbelievable, there's going to be some type of change. It's just apparent. It's what happens in life. It's going to be changed.
Probably going the other way, Coach, if we had to guess. There's going to be change that way, too, though. I mean, that's certainly going to be change as well, but thank you for that. How come everything you say sounds like the perfect answer? Yeah. Honestly.
I don't – I pray a lot. I study a lot. I read a lot. But I'm just unapologetically me, man. I've learned to, at an early age, and I watched a lot of TV, and I start seeing things in bits and pieces of people that I would take and implement them into myself until it just became a habit, you know. Guys I grew up on, like Ali, you can see a little Ali, you know. You see a little Hank Aaron, how steadfast he was in chasing the title and dealing with the racism. He dealt with a lot of issues while he was still locked in and focused. Dr. J, his professionalism. He was the Jordan before Michael Jordan. Julius Erving. They called him the doctor. He didn't even have a darn PhD. How bad is that? You know, that is bad. You know, and then the OJ, not the OJ that you know, but the OJ that I grew up on.
Oh, football.
Orenthal James Simpson that was running through airports, jumping over cars and luggage and the face of Hurts, how professional he was, how his teammates went the extra mile for him, how they just wanted him to get to that 2,000-yard mark and how he just gave love to everyone. And he was not black or white or Hispanic or Asian. He was just the juice at the point in time. So those are the kind of guys I grew up on, man. And I grabbed a little piece of those guys and tried to incorporate them until I was just, you know what? I got to be me. I can't be him or him or him. I got to be me.
Hey, what was your? I got to ask you about your time.
Yeah, for sure. That's everybody's trying to find it. Yeah.
Everybody's enjoying watching your process as you go through it. But I wanted to ask you quick about your baseball career. I think this doesn't get talked about enough. Like, you were a legit, obviously unbelievable Hall of Famer in football. And then you had a super prolific baseball career. I grew up in Centerville, Ohio. I used to drive down the road to go watch you play at Riverfront Stadium for the Cincinnati Reds. Probably the last time I started going to games. How did you like it there? That was always the word, like, as you kept coming back.
God, I loved it.
It made us feel good that you liked the Reds.
No, I love Cincinnati. I wanted to just build a home there and live there forever. We even asked the darn Bengals at the time, which were horrible. Like, okay, let me just bring it here. Let me do the two-sport thing here because I don't want to leave. I love it. They didn't even call us back. That's how bad the Bengals were at the time. They didn't even call us back. I'm like, I want to play for you.
Jeez.
I'm saying, I want to play for you.
Can't take it.
I want to play for you. I love baseball here. I would love to play football here so I can stay here all year round. I found some property with a little lake on it. I want to do my fishing and back. I love it here. Oh. And they never even called back, man.
Bengals.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. They just got an indoor facility. Did you hear about this? This is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. Cincinnati, it's a huge deal. But I did. I love Cincinnati. I used to leave random people out in outfield. I used to leave like 50 to 100 tickets a game because these little kids, they were just my guys. So I'm like, hey, give me your number. I'm going to leave you tickets. You got season tickets to every game. It's going to be tickets at the gate in your name. You coming out. I got you. That's how much love I had for the Reds in Cincinnati, man.
So you would have been mayor of that city, but the Bengals said, we are not wasting any money on ink to write a contract for this man. How about you saying it is a huge deal for the Bengals to have an indoor facility?
It's a huge deal.
I didn't know that. Is that known, that piece of information right there? I had no idea that took place. AJ, do you know?
I don't think it's popular, but it is. It may not be known, but we did. We called them. They didn't call us. We called them.
AJ, what are you guys doing over there? Why is Ohio being like that? You were great at baseball, though, and I think that's probably.
No, I was okay. I wasn't great. I was okay. I had to work my butt off in baseball. I still have baseball dreams, man. Like, cause that's we men hate to have regrets, but that's one regret that I got to live with. That I felt like I didn't give it everything I should have given it. But you couldn't. I had another thing called football. I was married, and I'm cheating on football with my girlfriend, baseball, and I couldn't give her everything. And that's how I feel. I couldn't give her everything that she wanted. She wanted the ring, and I couldn't give her that ring, man. But I had a cage in my yard in Atlanta. I went at it hard. I only had 2 weeks off a year, man. I practiced my butt off to just be average in baseball because 2 weeks after the Pro Bowl, I was at spring training. And that was my life for 9 years, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
How'd your body hold up? How did your body hold up? What were you doing?
Baseball don't do nothing to your body, man. Baseball preserves your body. But I worked out every day. When I traveled on the road, man, they used to deliver a bike up to my room, and I used to bring little weights. So I worked out every day. I trained every day just to keep right. But I had rules. I'm a guy who compartmentalize everything, and sometimes that's not good for people, but that's the way I function. I can have all hell breaking loose over here, but I'm a rock steady over here because that's the way I'm built. In baseball, you couldn't talk to me about football. In football, you couldn't talk to me about baseball. My teammates, I didn't condone it. I didn't play it. I had to stay locked in, either or. I mean, even leaving and coming back after I played a football game, my guys, they knew, man, don't ask me about the football game. Don't. Just let me lock in. Let me stay. So I had kind of those kind of rules in my life.
I think you probably felt disrespectful, too, if you were to talk about it, right? Because that's their full-time jobs. At a much smaller...
No, they wanted to talk about it. They wanted...
Okay.
Hey, Prime, who do you think going to win? I'm not helping you bet. Who do I pick?
Of course. Yeah, geez, that place loves it. Ty has a question for you, Prime.
Yeah, Coach Prime. We always talk about, our coaches, I guess, in both the NCAA and in the NFL. I mean, you mentioned culture, and it always seems like, they have a 2 or 3 year runway before their culture is kind of already instilled. But with you, it seems like there are no mixed signals. Everyone knows what they're getting when they get to you and come play for you. So, how long do you think it actually takes you to build the culture, when you get to Colorado?
I'm not going to say the coach. I have to build a culture because the culture, it comes with me. The culture comes. They know who I am. It's not like you got to Google and find out who this coach is. You journey through life with my ups and downs, my in and outs. So they know who I am. It's just our style and what we're trying to accomplish on the field change because we're going to have a good time. We're going to play some music. We're going to have different celebrities come and visit because they're my friends for real. And we just do things a little different. Even dressing, I tell my guy down there, Smitty, I don't wear collared shirts, man. I don't coach with a belt. You don't coach with a belt. Why do you coach with a belt? Who got ready to coach and say, let me put on this belt? Nobody does that. I'm saying, no, man. We wear sweatpants. We wear fitted pants. We no belt loops. We're not tucking our shirts in because we're coaching. We want to be comfortable. So that's a whole different feel. I'm going to wear a hoodie or a shirt, crew neck with a pocket in the front so I can put my little tablet in when I write stuff down. Remind yourself to yell at this kid at halftime. Those stupid stuff.
Jeez.
Why? But I love it, man.
Are you going to go NFL? You thinking about that at all? Or no,
never. I can't coach a rich man that don't want to play, that don't love the game. If 53-man roster, I would go in halftime and come back out with about 22 guys.
Hey, so you
can't do it.
Hey, I saw you before a game say, I don't want anybody with their phones out. I don't want anybody doing anything. I feel like that is an old school. Are you like that all the time? Are you old? You feel like you're an old school coach? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm old school. I'm very old school. I'm like that with my kids as a father. Right, son? Yes, he just walked in. I'm like that with. That's just the way I am. And you would think with the moniker and with the prime that I'm new school, but no, man. I'm a lot of height, but I'm in bed by 7.
Really?
I never drank in my life. I've never been a high day of my life, man. I'm up probably about 3:45, 4. I'm in the office. You can see I got my machines. I'm working out right there, looking out the window. So, I'm a little different, but I'm old school.
Not a little different. Yeah, you're elite. Bro.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, but I'm old school. I'm stuck in these ways, and I'm not. I'm 55 years old. I ain't got time to change. I ain't got time to change.
You never.
I'm gonna be who I am and what I am. I'm gonna be who I am, what I am, and how I am. This is it.
You ain't never smoke?
Never smoked, never been high, never tasted alcohol in my life.
Snoop.
See, I had two fathers that did that. So that's why I would never, because I saw the self-destruction. I was fathering my father. So I grew up very mature because I was fathering them instead of them fathering me. So I was telling them, put the junk down, stop doing that. So I wasn't going to go that way when I know the repercussions of that, overindulgence of that.
Man, you're a badass, dude. I do think I do think there's a chance Snoop in Colorado with you. I mean,
No. Snoop always respects me tremendously. I remember when he's like, Prime, I'm not gonna smoke around you, and I say, Snoop, be you. I love you as a man, as a person, because I know your heart. So he does his thing, but shoot, I have teammates that did their thing. I mean, it is what it is. But what one of the quotes said, I've never been one for peer pressure. I put pressure on my peers. So I'm not falling to peer pressure. I'm good.
Hey, when you said that, when that one came out of the mouth, you're
Yep.
You gotta look away after you say it. Like, that was good.
Jeez. Did you hear what this brain? Did you hear what this brain just put together? I don't know.
Yeah,
did we
that
all?
was good.
Yeah. You deserve that. Last question here from AQ Shipley.
Coach, you said something earlier that I found very fascinating with the breakdown of recruiting 40-20-20 or 40-40-20, what it was. Mm-hmm. So when we all came up, recruiting was way different. Now you speak a lot about grad transfers in the portal. How different is it recruiting them versus high school, and how has that changed everything?
Easier. Grad transfers want it right now. They got 1 or 2 more years left, and they want it right now. They ain't got time to be playing no games. They ain't got time to be making mistakes with their careers and their futures. They don't have time for knucklehead kids to be running around and not doing their assignment or being where they're supposed to be. I love it. Guys in the transfer portal, also, you got to find out why. You got to do your homework and your due diligence. Why? You saying they want this, they want that. Okay, if I call them, what are they going to say about you? Just tell me, because I'm going to make the call. I'd rather not make the call, but tell me why. Because there's a reason you left. There's a reason you divorced this situation, or the situation divorced you. So you got to find out all about those guys. High school kids are a little different. You can mold them, you can shape them, but a lot of coaches don't have 2 years to build them and to mold them and shape them, because you're going to mess around and get fired trying to develop that kid. So you got to have a perfect balance of older, younger guys and mid guys as well. So you can have that tremendous balance. But make sure you ain't dealing with no youngster behind that center. You ain't dealing with no youngsters at tackles, right and left tackles. You ain't dealing with no youngsters on that island, on that corner. Some guys, I go from inside out sometimes outside in, because I'm a corner and I think outside in. You can do some wonderful things. But also, I'm a baseball guy, so I think up the middle. Okay, you give me that center, that quarterback, that linebacker, that safety, we good. You give me those 2 D tackles and I'm straight. So it's a lot going on inside of here. There's a lot of different philosophies and a lot of attributes. I like kids on the line with parents, man. Offensive linemen, I like dual parents, because they're much more serene. They're much more understanding of family, understanding of assignment. When a man talks into their life or yell at them, they don't trip, because they've always had a man in their house. Defensive lineman, man, give me the kid from the trailer park, from the hood, from small beginnings. I want him hungry and ready to hunt. I want guys with a darn pickup truck and a deer on the back of it. I want guys ready to hunt, ready to go get it, man. I want the guy here crying. Oh, my mama, I got to get her out the hood. That's what you want on those defensive linemen. So it's different attributes that we look for, that we want. And prayerfully, they'll get us to where we need to go, and we'll get them to the next level of being successful as a professional.
And it seems like everybody's dreams are going to come true. We can't wait to watch. We know you have a meeting coming up. We appreciate you for your time. Watch Coach Prime on Amazon. Number 2 thing on Amazon right now.
Yeah,
Coach
number 2
Prime.
on Amazon. Hey, guys, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm a fan. I watch you guys. You guys are awesome. Keep on doing you unapologetically. That's the thing. Being 100 is winning right now. In music, in sports, not in politics, but those other attributes, being 100 is winning.
Hey, that was good. Write that down. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Prime.
Hey,
That was amazing.
Dude, the psychology he just broke down.
That was incredible.
That's real talk.
Yeah.
That's football right there.
The position-specific stuff, that's really cool.
That's
I never
awesome.
really hear coaches talk about it.
As an offensive lineman, okay, I'm looking for guys that can just buy in and know, like, hey, it might suck sometimes. There's some things you might get
That
here.
was wild.
Used to someone yelling at him.
Defensive lineman, I'm going to the trailer park. I'm going to the hood. Okay, we need guys that are hungry. We need a never-ending engine, okay, because offensive linemen might miss 1 play or 2 play out of 50, and we need you to take advantage of that. That can't be one of the plays that you're taking off, too, which potentially does happen. He's going to win.
Yes.
And then the one question I wanted to dive into, because there's so much with college football, like, we haven't seen anybody say, I'm transferring out of Deion school.
No.
You know, nobody's like, I'm leaving. We haven't seen that. We've seen that everywhere else. Georgia even had a couple transfers that happened, and they're fucking Georgia, and they're winning everything. So it's not going to be easy to keep everybody because you only have so many spots, and with the ability to get up and leave and go play somewhere.
You want some people to transfer too, though. I guarantee you, as a head coach, you want some guys to transfer that are never going to really get in.
Open up some scholarships, I guess. Certainly it's a two-way street, but people are saying it's a bad thing towards the coaching staffs whenever these people are leaving. Like, oh, he's got people leaving the program, It's like, yeah, this might just naturally happen too. Like, if this is an option, I think there's
not always room for everybody. Like, there's not always room for everybody to fit, and sometimes they do need a change of scenery.
He's going to win, I think.
100%.
With that, like, I don't know. Did you guys talk to him about him yesterday? Like, what his expectations are? Because like a guy like that, like does he expect to win right away?
He says we want to win now. Yeah, on his Instagram that his son runs, I believe it's Dahn Jr. I believe it is the son that runs.
So, yes.
So I'm testing out the breakfast places out there in Colorado.
Yes, he had no grits at the first couple spots. Yeah, I follow along. I am a fucking him and Randy Moss were my two favorite players growing up. So it's like I'm a massive fan of his, always have been. So I enjoy following him just take over everything he does. Everything he does, he kind of takes over. So like watching him do his meetings, that was when I like learned the most about it because I try to watch the mic'd up things for games because I'd like to see how his team interacts with his team. Even if they edit out like swearing, there's at least a response that you can get from the other team. How does the other team feel about this guy? Yeah. What's the respect level from his opponents? Like I like to watch his mic'd ups to kind of learn. So seeing him mic'd up in just standard team meeting on a Wednesday, which his son is filming and posting, and the way he's talking to his team, I'm like, man, he's like old. This guy's an old school fucking coach. Like I don't know if everybody understands that because he's filming it and putting it out. But we're not wearing jewelry around here.
Nope.
We're not no cell phone.
No hats off.
Take your hats off. Like he's coaching like he is old. And then I'm hearing everybody else talk about how you can't coach anymore. You can't have any accountability anymore. And it's like, well, Deion Sanders, who's good with the parents because he's fucking Deion Sanders, and he's good with the kids because he's fucking prime.
Yeah.
He has the capability to be able to coach, and I'm happy he is that type of coach because the world needs, I think, more of those types of coaches in this current environment of sports, AJ Hawk.
Well, that don't you hear? Like you hear people talk all the time. Oh, the downfall of society. And they say like kids don't want to listen. They don't want to be coached. Deion told you, kids are very similar. Like the coaches have changed and tiptoe around them and are scared that they're going to transfer out and they're going to get fired and all this stuff and it may look bad. Deion seems to have figured out like, okay, I'm going to have this old school, like these guidelines, these fundamentals we kind of live by, but then I'm also going to let them be them. And so it might look different from the outside, but on the inside, like these guys are disciplined, they're showing up on time, they're doing all the little things right.
Well, he also said, you're going to see my kids around town, they're going to hold the door, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir.
It's awesome.
We are thankful to be here, he said.
Yeah.
We want you to know this is beautiful. These facilities. He said some of my guys are going to see these facilities and probably cry that we're going to be in these facilities. I just want the views here. We are going to be very thankful to be in your neighborhood and in your community and everything like that. Just all the videos, it feels like I learn a lot about him coaching. I'm like, get this fucking guy a massive job. Colorado's going to become a massive job. Colorado's going to become a massive school because of Prime. I honestly do believe that.
Yeah, it feels like the Pac-12 is inevitably going to run through Colorado and Prime, but also
Utah. A lot of Utah people said he's got to see us last night when he was on Game Day or whatever. That's real. Hey,
Oregon too. I'm sure Oregon has strong
Oregon
feelings
State.
about it. Yeah,
Sure.
but that 3-chair thing he talked about. Like, hey, I'm a parent. I've been there. I've been the player, and now I've been the coach. Like, I know every side of the angle that they're thinking already, so it's so easy to just be real with those players.
Go ahead, AQ. Your thoughts on Prime?
I think it's awesome. I mean, and you have to question, right? We're only talking about coaches changing, right? And forever, I think we've all been saying maybe it's the kids, right? And then him just changing that thing are we now going to blame parents too? Like,
I think so.
I think you have to, right? Like you have to.
I don't have a child yet.
No, but I think you have to because I think there's so many people that grew up in that old school way that were like, no, we're going to change, right? Because it's the same thing whenever coordinators get jobs. It's like, oh, we're going to change from that head coach, and you put this change out there when in reality he's probably right. The kids probably haven't changed. It's probably the way that we're treating the kids.
So, like, Rich Rodriguez was a fucking
dog.
Hey, we are an accountability outfit around here. Okay, that meeting starts at 7. We're obviously there at 6:45. Like, all that type of shit happens, you know. And then when you start getting into like real life, that you like lean on all that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I thought the stuff you hate. The stuff you hate. As you get older, you're like, oh, I get it. I understand why this was important now.
Yeah, and I understand that why he was doing it, but I think in the moment and looking back, it was like, we could have done a couple things differently. Probably.
Come on.
You know, we could have worded some phrases, some things differently.
Delivery a bit harsh at times, maybe.
Yeah, the message you were trying to get across, I think certainly a valid one, but the way you want to, I don't know if that was certainly 100% the right way to do it, but it is a real thing. Like, that is something I think is missing, and I think that's what's missing from the conversation about Prime, too, because that never gets talked about. You hear like, oh, we don't want to bring the Prime effect to our score or whatever. Some people are saying that whenever, like, I was like, get Prime in fucking Auburn, wherever, put this dude, wherever, put him wherever.
You don't want people talking about your team? You don't want people excited about your program for this upcoming season?
I think people just refuse to believe what he said there about going to bed at 7 and up at 3:30. Nobody had a clue to even think like that because he was, doing everything that he was doing in marketing himself. And it's like, how the fuck do you think this dude was able to be a top baseball player and a top football player? He had to work his ass off. So, yes, he was naturally gifted with athleticism. Yes, I concur. But the amount of work that it takes to hone that, to get to a point that you could be better than everybody else who also had athleticism in 2 fucking sports that have a lot of people that are trying to make it in, is just, I think that's never really been talked about enough. Like, think about how much work this guy's had to put in. And he's doing that now coaching, and I think that's what he wants from his players too, which is fantastic for the future, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he said he had 2 weeks off for 9 years in a row playing both sports. Like, that's fucking crazy. But also on top of that, like, we look at how many guys he's flipped from, like big-time programs going into this year. Like, if Colorado wins 9 games next year or 8 games or, whatever, like, there is a very, very good chance that they have, like, a top 5 recruiting class next year.
Well, they had, number 2 transfer portal class, which is how they're going to start. That's how they're going to start judging everything. And he said he wants guys with, like, 2 years left. So he's, like, looking for guys at the end of their career, want to win now, buy in. Because if we had a little bit more time and he had to go to a meeting, and obviously he can't be showing up to a meeting. Obviously, we heard the way the way he speaks. But I was going to ask him, how do you build a team? I think that's the biggest issue with the transfer portal. I think you have to go through some shit with dudes, like, to really find a team. And I think to go through shit, that takes a while. There has to be some things that you all experience together in those moments that you need it. Now, TCU had a lot of those moments this season where they went through some shit and they were together, and it did not pay off in the national championship. But I do think, like, to win it, I think you have to be a team that's been through some shit. I'm not sure you can just transfer in that type of thing, but maybe it is just position-based or percentage of roster space-based. I'm not sure. We'll kind of watch it as it goes, but I think you got to have a team. I think you have to have a team to win.
You got to have some, like, foundational pieces, absolutely, that you've kind of developed, I think. But I would assume if we talk to him again, we could ask him, like, does that percentage change after you've been there for a few years? Okay, here we go. We're on the map. We got some of these transfer guys in. They play a year or two, and then we start to rely more on the guys that we recruit out of high school. Yeah, they're still going to pick transfers and grad transfers and all of that, but does it the team, like the core, become more of guys that you recruited from high school?
So when the one and done thing started with college basketball, it was brand new teams each year, right?
Every single year.
Every year was like a brand new draft almost.
How do you coach that? How do those guys coach?
Well, football, I don't know how you do that football-wise. Yeah. There's like Colorado is, depending upon the transfer portal right now, big. 40% he said or whatever, number 2 transfer portal, because they have to, because they're trying to build a new culture over there. And also a lot of their players are coming with them that were able to have success in Jackson State, know the program already. So they're going to have to do that. But to your point, like, if this is now like an NFL team, like, you got to draft good.
Yeah.
You got to develop in the draft good as well, so that whenever these contracts expire, maybe these ones will be able to hold a couple different positions. I think Dahn will be able to handle that. I think he'll be able to, like, maneuver in that world. I think he'll be able to go. And we got a clip from Amazon to run about Coach Prime. #1 recruit in the country. Wait till you hear the relationship that they have with each other on the sideline. Obviously, Colorado's got transfers and a bunch of transfers from Jackson State. Along, so what's his name?
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter or whatever. DB, wide receiver, going to be in the draft 2 years from now. Going to be top 10 pick probably 2 years from now. Chose to go to Jackson State over Florida State, number 1 recruit in the country or whatever. Now he's going to Colorado. Like, Colorado's never getting that guy ever without Prime there. But also, he transferred. He chose Jackson State over Florida State because of Prime. And then he was able to get in transfer portal again. Everybody's re-recruiting this guy again. Like, hey, you made a mistake going to Jackson State. You did this. And he's like, nah, everything Prime said he was going to do, we have done. I've gotten better, faster, stronger. And now we're in the Pac-12 Power 5. We're going to be in spotlight games probably at least 5 times a year now. And that's just this year, let alone next year whenever we get going. It's like, it's all worked out for him. And you're going to have success if you're going to be a hard-nosed coach. That is the one thing. He has the resume to be a little bit of an asshole, because he's fucking Prime. A lot of these new coaches, you're not just going to be able to come in without a resume and be an asshole. And if you don't have any success, you are fucked.
Yeah.
You have zero boat to stand on, and you are in the middle of the deepest of the ocean, and you are just going straight down. That's why all the Belichick people, all the Belichick assistants go into a place, they're like, yeah, I'm Bill Belichick.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the one that did it. I won. We're doing it just like Belichick did it. Hey, look at this play you made last week. You fucking stink at football, okay? I'm not only talking to you, I'll talk to starting quarterback. Hey, you. What? You fucking stink at football.
Man.
Hey, you stink at football. That's what we do. That's what we do in New England. This is the new Patriot way. It's like, no, that's what Bill Belichick does. And Bill Belichick has 6 Super Bowl rings. You do not. You're an assistant. And if you lose just a little bit, out.
Yeah.
Dion knows that. Has to win, especially with the way he coaches, and I think they will.
Well, that's why it feels like the building the team thing. Like when you're taking, orders from Dion and Mike Zimmer and some of these guys who, excuse me, have that resume. Yeah, I'm okay. Have that resume where it's like, hey, I'm not just listening to some guy who hasn't coached or hasn't proven himself or, has nothing to his name. Like these are very successful coaches, and obviously Dion is Dion, and then all those other guys that are with him. It's like, hey, if I just listen to these guys and do what they say, sure, I might only be here for a year or two, but I'll probably end up with an opportunity to play in the NFL.
All right, let's take a break. Big shout out to Coach Prime. Obviously, we have no Aaron Rodgers Tuesday today. Aaron's meeting with the Green Bay Packers organization today and tomorrow.
That's right.
We will learn more next Tuesday when Aaron Rodgers Tuesday Season 3 continues.
Hell yeah.
We have been told the following Tuesday, after next Tuesday, we'll also have an episode of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday.
Wow.
Okay.
We have not gotten an update on the Tuesday that follows next Tuesday.
Okay.
But we will keep everybody updated on the situation. That checks out if you check it back. All right. Be a friend, tell a friend. We're back on the other side within the trenches and covering all the NFL news from today. Amazon clip from Coach Prime coming right now. We'll be back in 5. Be a friend, tell a friend. Take 5.
Try to be Superman. You got to get up out of there, all right? You're right. You got to come on. Don't make it worse. Don't think about it. Just be who God calls you to be.
He's not worried about what you can do for him in the moment. He want me to get to the next point in my life. He want me to get to the elite. He want me to be a great, not just a great football player, a great human, a great husband, a great man.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you for giving me this chance, Coach. I love you, boy. Thank you, bro. I love you. You know I love you. Thank you, Coach, for giving me this chance. It means so much to me, Coach. You mean so much to me, too. I love you, and I got to take care of you, all right? Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.
Travis has to be Travis. I just want to see him relax and do the doggone thing and be dominant.
They want to play for the Yankees one day, the people I'm playing against. They want to play for the fucking Yankees.
Check out, like, in there, we put a little surprise in there for you.
About to get iced, it feels like. Yeah, I mean, let's start the day, I guess.
What the fuck you get
It's great to be a member of the Washington Wild Things baseball team. We're number 1 in the league, right?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody else. When I take BP, will there be anybody telling me how to fucking hit?
No.
Feels like the wind's blowing this way.
Yeah.
Might have to attack that fence tonight, huh? Hey, you got it! Does the DJ play heaters like this all night?
I started hitting 2 days ago. Oh, you'll be fine. I think I figured it out. You'll probably only face 90 miles an hour tonight. You should be good.
Is that me in the game there? This is a good at bat. This is a good at bat. Oh shit! Oh shit! Give me it!
1-1 pitch.
Let's go!
Line drive right
son of a
at
bitch!
the
That came down a lot faster than I thought, though. Let's be honest.
It's deep, and it is off the wall. Fielded up.
Excuse me! If you could all get off of my dick, we would be better off. Tell you what, would have been nice to take a nap earlier.
Another throw
Get back!
first.
You have to tell me when that's happening. You're making me look bad. Hey, Steven, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Steven. Hey, nice pitch. 149. Does that feel good, Steven? Oh, wow. Wow.
He tosses him the ball.
Wow. Back to being a player now. Making plays. Touchdown. What inning is it?
Top of the second.
Jesus. But it was finally my time to get in that box.
Number 1, the right fielder, the former punter from West Virginia, a former Indianapolis Colt, and a current Barstool Sports personality, Pat McAfee.
The anticipation is real.
Oh, fuck.
Hit out.
I'm in the hole? Son of a bitch. This is about to happen.
And that will bring up Pat McAfee once again.
First pitch from Reynaldo Lopez, swing and a miss by McAfee.
Hey. What was that? And the catcher goes, I had to give you one.
Looked off speed.
What was that? Then I look at the pitcher, and he's smiling. He's like laughing, like he's toying with me like I'm a child. It all comes down to this. My last at-bat. Hey, I'm gonna get on. You bring me home.
This is your life on the line, fucker.
Let me tell you something. You're going to take an L, okay? You're going to take one. So I think that the close your eyes and swing method is perfect for you.
Oh, this is hardball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus. You have no prayer.
Now batting, number 1, right fielder, McAfee.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is the thing. Let's go! Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Dan in Connecticut. Lovely place here on the 5 Energy phone line. What's going on, Dano?
Oh, what's up, Pat McAfee?
Dan, you are too young to listen to this show. I can tell through. I think. How old?
I'm not Dan. I am Owen.
Mitt. Owen, how old are you?
It's so different.
I am at 8.5.
Oh, that's cute.
8.5. If you're telling us you're half age, you're too young to be listening.
That's a record.
It stinks.
What's on your mind, pal?
What do you want to talk about, Owen?
I want to talk about how inspiring this show is and how you're inspiring this whole entire world with how you're talking about sports and how you're talking about your life experience.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen, thank you.
Love you, Owen.
Thank you,
Owen. I'm taking her on
and
the
also, fuck Boston College.
I will let Owen know, if you're still listening, Owen, you're inspiring.
Best kid ever.
Owen, the way you talk about sports is inspiring.
Yes!
I didn't know 8.5 could do that.
Wow.
Shout out Owen.
That time.
Go, Owen.
Hey, Owen. New generation in Connecticut, I guess.
He was making me feel good, too, by the way. He was making me feel good, making the show feel good. He was talking us up. He was hyping us up, and then boom, a little.
Was this Aristotle's brother?
A little misdirection from Aristotle's brother, Owen, at 8.5 there. That was awesome.
I'd say he put his balls on your forehead, but I don't think they dropped yet. So.
What are you going to do to change and make Tua better? Have you got into that? This is very early in the whole process, and you're shaking hands, kissing babies right now, and you're a 0-win head coach that everybody loves.
0 wins.
0 win, but what are you thinking about that for Tua? How do you make him better?
We're going to start with scoring more points than the opponent.
Wow!
Holy shit.
Oh, no.
You are changing the game.
Changing the game.
Yeah.
Through math.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I think
I was just so fortunate in my career to be around the process of how I look at things with the empowerment of the right teachers, that I look backwards, forwards, okay? What things do I see that are really awesome about his game on tape, even though we're at...
He's accurate as hey.
Boom! That's what I was just about to say.
Oh, I didn't know. I was just... you were leading me. That's how, you should do this, maybe.
Dude,
think about it in the future. But he's so accurate.
Or we should just spend the time finishing each other's...
sentences.
Oh, okay.
Hey, have we known each other for...
our whole lives?
Oh, my God.
You tell...
me?
Wow.
This is weird.
Dude.
Whoa,
Seems like you guys just became.
Dude.
Wow, this is fucking weird, AJ.
Bro.
Hey, this is...
Did we swap skins?
Wow, we learned a lot about yours, by the way. I mean, that
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Hour 3 starts right now.
Football!
AJ, how come you're not excited about Hour 3, pal? You're a college football national champion, a
What?
Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion, a
What?
video game shitstir, an NBA pundit, a COVID survivor, a father of 10. How come you're not pumped about Hour 3 on this Tuesday, January 10th?
Why do you think I'm not pumped?
Just looking.
Don't question me about that.
I have how FaceTime messes with me. I have a slight delay, so if I try to jump in on the football chant, I'm usually like a half a second late.
How about you trying to just rip that seat off of the plane last night, just torquing that thing full 360 on? Oh, you be going this way.
You guys didn't even know that thing moved that way, and all of a sudden I reconfigured the whole thing.
Yeah, you did reconfigure the whole deal, didn't you? You had the whole deal reconfigured out there. It was a fun trip. We can't thank you
Thank you
enough.
for the ride, by the way. I appreciate the ride. Thank you very much. You saved like a whole day of my life.
Yeah, traveling's terrible right now, commercial. So, very lucky to get to do it with the boys last night, and we enjoyed the whole thing, didn't we?
Hell yeah. Of course.
Had some meats in there, a little shark board.
What?
Nobody really dabbled because we were all so exhausted.
Yeah. The cookies.
There was a portion of the plane that slept the whole time. There was a portion of the plane that didn't. But that food wasn't really touched because everybody was too exhausted to stand up, I think. Only if you had to piss, and then you were right back down. Long day yesterday, great day yesterday. Can't thank you enough, AJ. Talks and Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt, one half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, 10 Diggs is here. And obviously hosting in the trenches, coming in mere moments. And also 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion, player, and coach, Jackie Moon.
Wow.
AQ Ship Moon.
Wow.
Allen.
Hell yeah. All right, let's bounce around the NFL. Let's bop around the NFL. Not like that. Chris Ballard addressed the media in his postseason press conference in which he had to answer a lot of questions about how the Indianapolis Colts did, are, and will be in the future. Jim Irsay said that Chris Ballard will be back in 2023, although the coaching search is on, and Jeff Saturday allegedly is in it. We don't know. It sounds like Jeff would like to be the head coach. Wild to me after what he just went through. Jeff's a football coach.
Yeah.
Jeff
right.
wants to keep doing it. Chris Ballard will be back. Chris Ballard said his first 2 words of the press conference were, I failed.
Dang.
I failed. That's tough. That sounds like disappointment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd like to let this Texas handsome son bitch, not like Ugga, who's a factual son bitch.
Yep.
I'm talking about like you just son bitch, this guy. Feels like he put together a good team. I don't know why they weren't a good team. I don't know why they stunk. He spent a lot of money on a lot of superstars in a lot of different positions. Jim Irsay had to open the checkbook up a lot. They just weren't a good football team. Is that Chris Ballard's fault? And whenever he says, I failed, what does that mean going forward? Do you think he's going to be able to regain his confidence? I don't need him questioning himself going forward, AJ. That's not good.
I don't think he's questioning his confidence at all. I think he's being a leader. He's being a good leader, and he's admitting, like, he may have failed, but he knows it's bigger than just him. Yeah, he's in charge of building the roster, putting it together, but you can never put a failure on just one person, especially when you're talking about an NFL football team.
I'll say it was quite calculated, too, if I had to guess. He said that I don't want anybody to think that I am pawning off blame at all. First 2 words I'm saying in this thing is I failed. Okay? So any person that writes about it has to literally say Chris Ballard's first words out of his mouth is that he failed in the job in which trying to get a competitive football. How do they suck so bad, AQ? I mean, honestly, he says I failed. How do you fix this? One good coach comes in there. Harbaugh allegedly wants to be a Bronco is what some inside anonymous source is saying from the Harbaugh camp because he could potentially get, kind of the run of the mill over there. And they have the richest owner in sports in the NFL, I mean, so they could pay him a whole new thing. Who knows who the Colts are going to get? They just got they just requested the Denver Broncos to interview their DC named Ejiro Evero, I believe. Ejiro.
I said the pronunciation.
Ejiro Evero.
Here we go.
Is the DC for the fucking great DC.
Yeah.
Did not know about this man being a head coach. He's getting interviewed by the Colts. If he can come in and change his culture, he can. But AQ, why does this team fucking suck? And do you think it's 100% Chris Ballard's fault? And do you think Chris Ballard should feel as if it is his fault?
I don't think it's Chris Ballard's fault at all. I think the biggest thing when you build a roster is you bring really good players in, right? And he has really good players in that building. Now, do they all mesh? You understand, AJ, anybody that's ever played sports, right? Like, you understand there's much more than having good players to make a team, right? Like the locker room, the guys that bring the whole thing together, all that. The interesting
So
thing,
is that his fault for not
at all.
acknowledging that?
I don't think so. I think it's more the head coaches, whoever's running the team and leading the meetings and all that, to provide the culture. I think the GM's job is to bring the players in, and then I think you have to provide the culture. I do think that coaches and scheme, whereas I used to not really be a huge believer in that could really change everything, after watching what happened in New York and Jacksonville this year, can make a huge difference.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is coming to his own. Doug Peterson obviously builds the culture. You win some football games, everybody will buy in. Everybody knows that's how it's been forever. But how? What do we do? We got the number 4 overall pick, so
quarterback.
I like
Obviously,
CJ.
You need a quarterback.
I like CJ a lot, but who's running?
No, CJ stinks.
Carson Wentz.
He's a bad teammate too. We can't forget that CJ Stroud.
Oh yeah. You're right.
is
Bad
not good at
football player. We talked to his neighbors growing up. They
Yep.
said this guy used to steal all the money from everybody's pockets.
Only good because of Marvin Harrison. It's not CJ
He's
Stroud.
not a good player. The fact that people are even thinking about him going in top 5, we're thinking maybe top 5 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
6th or 7th round.
I saw a chart this morning that had him as the 3rd overall quarterback, so I don't even know if you guys have to do it.
What are these people talking about? Like, what we were just doing there was not real. If you don't know our show, we did not mean what we were saying.
No.
we decided we were going to start lying about C.J. Stroud because we're a part of the narrative building that all these NFL teams try to do for other teams to view players differently in the draft. There's so many smoke screens and a poker game happening. Like, oh, this guy was late to a meeting with us, and he smelled like dope. They just raked it out there. It's like, is this guy a bad guy? Is this somebody you don't want to draft? And then it turns out that team's trying to draft that player, so they're sending out bullshit so that other teams don't want to draft. It happens. I guess this happens. We are now a part of the draft process. We understand that our program has gotten to a point in which it is narrative driving. We don't understand why or how we are here, but we understand that we are here, and this is a massive part of this whole thing, the draft and the combine. So we made the decision yesterday, and you might have missed it, that we are going to lie about C.J. Stroud. We're going to say this guy's bad at football so that the Colts can get him at 4, because I had my eyes on him in one game. And as somebody who's seen football up close, very lucky to be there. Once again, don't know why I was there. Got to be there. It's reality. So I'm gonna talk about my eyes on C.J. Stroud. That was a fucking Sunday quarterback. Is that not all you're trying to get in the first? That's all you're trying to draft, right? I mean, I guess I'm trying to get the best guy in this draft class. But I feel like if you watch C.J., especially against Georgia, now I don't know how he was the rest of the year. We're gonna have to ask you. But against Georgia, it's like, that's a fucking Sunday quarterback right there playing against a good team. Is that what he was all year? And why do you think he's below Bryce and Will Levis?
I don't know what makes like Mel Kiper and all them rank these guys where they are right now. But as far as C.J. Stroud, I think I told you, I went and when I saw him play for the first time in person, 2 seasons ago, I think I told you, I may have sent a text that night, like, this dude can slang it. Like, I remember watching him stand on the hash, throw to the opposite sideline, just absolute missiles, and looked like he wasn't even trying. Like, he looked like the ball was just humming out of his hand. And then we see what he does against Georgia when he uses his legs a little bit. He shows his athleticism and just stands there and creates time. Like, does everything you want. Yeah, you want to see, you could envision him being your franchise quarterback, couldn't you? That's all you want.
I absolutely could. And back to what we're saying, all that throw stuff he used to be able to, he can't do that anymore.
No, he lost it.
He lost it all. He has no real.
You know what else?
Ball
about
doesn't
him?
even come spinning out of his hand at all.
His 2 worst games of all time were, big games in the playoffs against Georgia, and then last year in the Rose Bowl against Utah, where he threw for 400 in both of those.
Yeah, but those were ugly
Bad.
400 yards.
That's right. A lot of dink and dunk and receivers.
AQ, you know football pretty well. That guy is not somebody an offensive line would want to block for either.
Not one bit.
No, he didn't even get his teammates to get
Wouldn't even look at him.
Yeah, he didn't buy him all suits.
Wouldn't even look at him.
That offensive receivers do all
Probably
the work.
wouldn't buy his offensive lineman gifts at Christmas.
He didn't.
No, he definitely didn't
He
do
gave
that.
him poop sandwiches.
He gave the whole team, I think.
Yeah.
The whole,
Poop
not just the
sandwiches.
offensive line. the whole
Unreal.
team.
Did they eat them?
Yeah.
You think they ate them?
On rye bread.
Yeah.
We're talking about rye bread's bad.
It's terrible.
You're going to serve somebody a poop sandwich. You want to make it worse. You put it on rye bread.
Yeah, we're pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel.
How about them selling sandwiches as if that's okay with rye bread to people at like commonly gone
Can't
to
have
places? Why are they doing that?
It's for
What are you guys
People
doing?
love rye. Don't people love rye bread?
I love rye bread.
That's what I'm
What does
saying.
it
That
look
you
like?
like all that
I don't know
weird
what-
shit.
Pastrami on rye.
Well, actually,
he's
Pastrami on
actually,
rye is
right?
incredible. Yeah, I mean,
AQ's a foodie.
I'm
isn't
part Jewish.
Actually, some of them were actually super hard
Your
baguettes.
wife is Jewish. That does
So
not
you're
mean.
part-
I think that means I'm part. Right?
he? Yeah.
Lift
Counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weren't you born with a cross?
What does that have to
tattoo?
do anything with? Is that
Rye bread.
That's a big part of
Yeah,
the.
pastrami. Pastrami on rye.
I love it.
Jewish delis in New York.
Little
Are they eating
Dijon.
club sandwiches with rye? Because I'll order a club sandwich from a place and they'll put it on rye.
I
I'm
don't think
like,
they believe in
why are you ruining my
Take that
sandwich?
What just happened?
What'd you do here?
Take that back.
Not supposed to taste the bread here. That's why the fucking club is here for the boys. Okay, it's all this stuff in the middle. I don't need the rye to come overtake this thing. I love sandwiches, dude.
Sammy's are good.
They're the best.
Aren't
What
they?
a good comment.
What's that, dude? I was just thinking about
You
it.
just think, watching your brain. Man, I love sandwiches.
I
like
do.
It's just a very, very honest.
I do. Pittsburgh, I think big sandwich.
Big sandwich.
I grew up. Everything was a sandwich. We get to West Virginia, and you know how they have the food like lunch and dinner, everything there. It didn't matter what it was. I was putting that thing on a roll. I was putting some sort of ketchup and hot sauce in there, hot sauce, and every single thing was a sandwich. I was gonna make a restaurant. Everything's a sandwich because you get one of those dinner rolls, you can put spaghetti in there as a sandwich, and then like it's unbelievable sandwich. You can put chicken parm in there, like you can put steak. Obviously, everything is a good sandwich. And for a large portion of my life, it was. Everything was finger food. I'm making a sandwich out of everything, and then I realized like the keto diet is my That's the most efficient for my body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost, a little game that my body's playing with my taste buds, kind of fucked up. Boom, we find zero carb bread, and we're off and running now. So sandwiches are back in my life full time. Everything. Breakfast sandwich. Wait till you see what I get this afternoon sandwich. Tonight will be a French toast sandwich late night with this bread. God. Pittsburgh's a sandwich town.
Oh, the best.
It is.
It's the best. Fried bologna sandwiches. Did you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Flipping them on the thing.
Oh, the best.
How about chipped ham? You ever fried the chipped ham up?
Isley's chipped ham from Pittsburgh.
Well, it's Isley's chip chopped, but
Easy.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy talk.
What?
Bologna and chipped ham? I mean, are we on Fear Factor? I mentioned this on the flight. I think.
Whoa.
AJ did
He actually
say
did
that
last
last
night.
night.
Said he would not eat bologna
Yeah.
to save his life.
Said if Joe Rogan presented him with a bologna and cheese sandwich, he would bow out on Fear
He said he would
Factor.
rather eat fucking spam than bologna.
Yeah,
absolutely. I
would.
Come on.
We on Fear Factor. I've never
True.
heard anybody answer something. Is that the first time you used that? That's a great.
No, about 7 hours ago with the boys on the plane. We were talking about bologna. Because they were looking at all the meats. They were getting the meats, and I was like, Nick's like, give me some bologna. I was like, there's bologna on there. I'm jumping out of this plane.
Nick did eat the bologna.
I would eat I eat the shit out of bologna, bro.
There was no bologna, but I would have ate it.
I love bologna. Fear Factor for bologna? They're eating like
Something
cow
about bologna.
brains. You're comparing bologna
to hissing cockroaches.
I enjoyed bologna though. When I was in jail, they tossed me a sandwich and two like cream filled crackers things.
Nice.
And I asked the guard, "What is it?" Because they kind of threw it in the other corner of my private stall that I had. That was a glass cage that everybody else could just stare at. And because I was a special inmate. I don't know who the last special inmate was in, but they shit in that thing, and it smelled terrible. But the guy throws the sandwich in. I was kind of hungry. I was kind of coming out of my drunk, almost hungover. And he says, it's supposed to be bologna. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's supposed to be a fake meat. And then he shuts the thing and leaves. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll just eat the little cookie things. And I left the bologna there for whoever's in there next.
Smart.
But that is what bologna is. It's served in prisons, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that your problem with it? What's your deal?
Not at all. It's like, how we had this conversation 7 hours ago, honestly, but like I talked, like hot dogs there, it's ground up pig brains and all the nasty parts, they grind them up. Well, hot dogs taste great. I'll eat hot dogs all day, but whatever bologna is just doesn't do it, especially when it has when it's the perfect circle and it has the nasty ring around, like the film type stuff.
You
on it.
fry that, it starts cooking up into like a little dome.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's
frying it.
It's like a
frying
can
is a
of
little
it.
different.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm
SoFi.
thinking straight out of the fridge bologna sandwich. That gives me nightmares.
I mean, I'll dabble with that as well. Let's not get
I mean,
put
hey,
some chips
tomato,
on there as
tomato.
well.
Right.
Put some chips on
Some
that
Miracle
sandwich
Whip.
as well. Oh,
Frenchify, yeah.
oh my!
You're choosing that over other, like say the turkey's around. You're going to choose bologna.
Yeah.
And it's spelled stupid too.
Turkey's
How are you going to do
delicious.
that?
Turkey's a little dry.
No,
try
there's
it,
some,
dude.
But Isley's chip chopped ham over all of these.
Unbelievable.
definitely.
I agree with that.
I mean, there's no even questions
Bingo.
asked there. That's just like a super greasy ham,
Yep.
and it is delightful. And you put it on a little skillet thing, starts
Oh,
cooking.
just look at that. Look at that
pork.
picture.
Take a
My
bite.
bologna
Looks
has a
amazing.
first name. It's OSCAR. People love the bologna bopper meal.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Used to be a staple.
They're hiring. I
Who?
saw it.
Oscar Mayer?
Oscar Mayer trucks.
To drive the wiener
The
wagon.
wiener wagon. Yeah.
Zito's dream job.
Quality meat, no fillers.
What?
Yeah, right.
All right, Zeke, how much we got to pay you to be the fucking wiener mobiles?
This would be poor negotiating on it. It'd be $0.
All right, so you just take whatever they'll pay you.
Yep.
Call them now.
30K.
Great benefits.
You get $25K plus this. How many cents per mile?
Mm-hmm.
Can only drive this amount of miles a day and hours a day. You got to sleep in truck stops. It'll be great.
I'm sleeping in the wiener.
You'll have everything about it.
Oh, yeah.
That thing's heated up.
All right, let's
Got
go.
some of them lot lizards in there.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of them.
I see.
Wienermobile attracts them.
Oh yeah, because you're like a local celeb over there in that lot.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Zeet's in there with the door open. Come on in, ladies.
Ladies,
Who wants the dog?
hello, ladies. All right, let's go through some of the NFL news. Kyler Murray will have say in the Cardinals' next head coach. AJ Hawk, I'm going to let you take the first bite of the apple here. Kyler Murray, a man who's obviously on a long-term contract, who has had some success, has played well in some areas, and at some times had a little bit of an injury. Cardinals have been a bit disappointing. Head coach fired. GM resigned is what's being reported. Fresh start. Kyler's getting a pick or have a say in the new head coach. How do you feel about it? I don't think it's a bad idea. If he's making the decision, I think that's interesting. Aaron Rodgers obviously had no say in Matt LaFleur being hired. Would that have changed anything? We don't know. I think extending a little bit of an olive branch to Kyler, saying your input is welcomed, is smart business with the quarterback. But also, has Kyler earned the opportunity for that to matter is the conversation piece.
So this is straight from the owner, obviously, right? Because the GM's gone, head coach is gone.
Yeah,
correct?
This is Bidwell, right? That's who this
So
is.
Bidwell obviously
Bidwell.
sees something and knows, like, hey, I mean, there's no secret. Whoever they bring in needs to get along well with Kyler. So, yeah, it makes sense that he has input, but the question is, like, how much input? I'm sure they're going to ask him, like, is he going to be in the interview system? Like, the process, will Kyler be sitting there with them?
AQ, you live in the 5th largest city in America, most beautiful place on earth, some say, out there in the greater Phoenix area. Kyler Murray calling the shots, or he just has a little bit of a sit down? Hey, how you doing? I'm Kyler. We play some video games together, see if we can get along. What do you think it is, AQ?
I don't know. I mean, he just had
This is a deep sigh.
he had the guy. Like, he had the guy that fit his exact skill set, and he couldn't get along with him. So now, where? I just don't get it, right? Like, so the next guy that comes in, I just don't. I mean, you're not seeing any coordinators really running the offense that fits his.
What's
skill
wrong?
set.
What? Just spit it out.
Just
Are
say-
you okay,
just say
pal?
thank you. Exactly what I'm saying. He had the guy, like him and Cliff. Like, they brought Cliff in to be.
What was the problem?
Exactly. That's good. They, for whatever reason, they didn't get along.
What
Obviously,
was
you
it, though? Is Cliff a cool guy? I think every
Cliff's a
time
great
I
guy.
talk to Cliff, I think he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and everybody enjoyed playing for him. And so, for whatever reason,
Well,
you
not
saw them butting heads towards the end. And
Do you think Kyler wants maybe a little bit more of a badass, like a hard-ass coach?
so, but again, like, who are you going to bring in? Who are you going to bring in? I'm not even talking about from a head coach,
Deion
from an
Sanders.
offensive coordinator. Okay, let's bring in Harbaugh's offense.
Harbaugh's coming
We're going
in.
to run 36
Oh,
fucking power O.
That's right.
I don't know.
All day long with Kyler Murray as your quarterback.
What's
doesn't
that,
make
AJ?
sense.
What was that? I don't know.
Do you think Harbaugh is like, I don't know if he and Kyler feel like they would vibe very well.
They wouldn't.
I bet they'd get along great.
We thought Cliff and Kyler
Maybe
would
they
vibe.
would, though. Harbaugh is like out there, an outside the box thinker, like a different kind of approach. So possibly, but I don't know. I could see him having some.
Dude, could
some
you
issues.
imagine Harbaugh getting those glasses on, one snipe from Kyler?
Well, I was going to say, what if Optic Scump is the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals?
We did see that video. He's not a part of Optic, though, right? He's part of
He's
FaZe Clan.
Yeah,
That's
but
weird.
Optic Scump, I'm sure he's got a lot of fucking.
No, because I don't know if Optic Scump is the guy who is part of the NFL. I think, was it that the FaZe Clan crew?
Yeah. FaZe Clan was
They were actually a part of the NFL.
playing
Who
7
the hell's
on 7.
Optic Skunk?
Scump.
He's a Call of Duty player, AJ. Wake up, you're a video
Bill's
game
favorite
pundit.
athlete. Guy that Kyler's got a lot of respect for.
No, Kyler's FaZe Clan.
Yeah, he's
isn't he?
FaZe
Yeah,
Clan.
yeah, but he's got a lot of respect for Optic Scump.
Oh, of course, because the gaming community, real recognized real. And
Yeah.
they don't see any strangers up there.
He respects his acumen on the battlefield.
Is Kyler a sniper on the field, on the battlefield? Is that what he does, or does he play Madden?
No,
He can do it all.
I think he does a little bit of both. I think he's more of a run and gun type guy.
He's a 5-tool soldier.
Oh, I thought he was more of a hide around corners and fucking pop out guy.
Yeah, some say he's a camper.
He is a camper, yeah.
He'll sit around and get cheap kills, and because of that, it feels like he might need a guy like Ninja instead of
Sweaty.
a FaZe
Are they getting
Clan
sweaty?
guy.
No, the game is sweaty. The game is
Yeah,
sweaty.
the game's very
they
sweaty.
don't
Meaning
get-
what again? What does that mean?
It means obviously it's a bit sweaty.
Yeah, just like
yeah.
not super gnar, and just kind of sweaty. So
People aren't no skill anymore. Guys hiding in bushes.
Why did I ask?
Bro, you remember I asked Ninja directly.
Super gnar.
I said, sir, will you tell me what sweaty means just so I can act like I know what it means
Yes.
for future reference? This is the first time it's come up. Couldn't pull it. I had no idea what it meant. What does it mean? It means the game is hard, right? It's too much.
Sweaty's like try hard, I believe. Like, oh, you're so sweaty. You're trying too hard. You're trying to kill so many people, but you're not.
Oh, I thought he called a game a sweaty thing.
He did.
He said the game was sweaty.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the players.
He's saying
are
they're
sweaty.
like these people. The players are marks on that game. Is that what he's saying?
I don't know. I remember I asked him so I could take it as my own, and I forgot.
This says if a player refers to someone as sweaty or sweat, they're saying that the person is playing too seriously or trying too hard to win.
They're a mark.
Yeah.
Oh, so big time mark game over there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Kyler's not about.
No, he's definitely not sweaty.
No.
What are they going to do in Arizona, dude? That's like your second team now. You live there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't because they had the guy. They had the guy that fit a skill set. I guess the best thing is to bring in a coordinator like
Nate Hackett,
Matt Patricia,
Ken Dorsey, right? Ken Dorsey,
Matt Canada. Which, by the way, he was watching film today of the Steelers. He said they're very good on offense.
Parks Frazier.
Their number one play in Pittsburgh is the fucking
Shane
jet
Gillis.
sweep. I've never seen anything like it. I saw
Their
more
old
jet
O-line
sweeps.
coach.
I saw more jet sweeps in one half of football than I want to see all year.
Yeah, but
long.
at one point, jet sweeps were innovative. Do you remember that?
Oh,
when
yeah.
people started putting people in motion and then handing the ball off to them, that was something that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like
7
that-
years ago.
10
Sweet.
probably.
Yeah.
10 when it was first started
Parks
happening.
Frazier might be the answer.
It was like Parks Frazier may be the guy at Arizona. We're just throwing names.
Oh, my goodness. Frank fucking Reich. What are we doing?
got it, Panthers.
Send him down to the Cardinals.
What happened with the
I thought I saw on Bottom Line today that the Panthers requested an interview with Frank.
I saw his name trending. Is that what it was for?
believe so. Mhm.
I woke up so late I didn't get to dive into everything. Frank Reich getting another crack at the gig?
Yeah.
All right, Frank, let's go, baby.
Then the Colts not to pay him till 2026. Save some money.
I
Not
like-
if he gets the Panthers job.
I like that. Is that for coordinator job or head coach job?
Former
It was
Colts
head
head
coach,
coach for head coach job.
Frank's not taking a coordinator gig.
He might.
I don't know. He said he still wanted to coach ball. You
They're
know?
also interviewing Ben Johnson, Ken Dorsey.
Ben Johnson's a good football coach.
Yeah, he's out.
Stud.
Great coach.
He's going to get a gig, right?
I hope not. I really hope not. He's a bad coach. No one wants him.
Arizona will be good.
Stay in Detroit.
Oh, apparently Glazer said Jim Caldwell's going to be interviewing as well.
What about Ryan Day?
Bring Jim Caldwell to the Colts.
That'd be perfect.
Yes.
That's why the Colts are so fascinating.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Caldwell's a great coach.
Great coach. And he's
leader of men.
Every day is like this. Literally every day is like this. Let's not, okay?
Normal.
What's right here? Okay, we're a professional outfit. That's what it feels like when Jim Caldwell's around. He won in Detroit. Now I know they're winning again, not in the playoffs, but they're winning again. But he won in Detroit, not enough. Need to fire him. And then everything happens. Obviously afterwards, he's kind of been away for a while. I got a chance to play for. I love Jim Caldwell. I absolutely love Jim Caldwell. He's had success seemingly everywhere he's gone. He had one losing season with the Colts. That was whenever Peyton Manning had a broken fucking neck, I think. Didn't have anything. He gets out, goes to Detroit, wins, gets fired. He goes to Baltimore to be the offensive coordinator. I think they win.
Won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he wins the Super Bowl. He's a great football coach. Bring him back to the Colts. Got a relationship with Jim Irsay. No,
Tony Dungy. Give Tony Dungy an interview. See if he wants to come back.
Okay. Now we're talking.
He'd instill a stinking good culture. I'll tell you that much.
I'm a Jim Caldwell guy. I never played for Tony Dungy. I like Tony Dungy, obviously Hall of Famer, very accomplished. Jim Caldwell comes from the Tony Dungy coaching tree, I believe. So I assume similar thing. If Jim Caldwell wants a job, cool. Tony Dungy wants a job, I'm sure Jim will give it to him.
Jason Garrett, too. Throw Jason Garrett in. Interview him together.
Sure. I mean, Dungy would get those boys, and excuse my language, but to work their asses off on that field for the
Jason Garrett, that's a
front
good.
line
He'd
and
make a
everybody.
great Indianapolis Colts head coach.
Jason Garrett is getting into his groove on television.
He really is.
He needs to keep his ass over there for a while, at least till we find a head coach. I fucking love Jason Garrett on TV.
He's great.
Jason Witten, Jason from Dallas Cowboys, gets on TV, almost ruins his entire resume. Jason Garrett gets on TV, almost corrects his entire resume. Just two very different,
I believe,
very different outcomes.
I believe Jason Witten is coaching at Dilfer's high school.
Well, Dilfer's at University of
Correct.
Alabama, Birmingham.
Yeah,
Witten's coaching at Lipscomb.
Yeah, I think he replaced him.
We're all Mustangs here.
Head coach?
I think.
What a staff.
He's going to motivate the hell out of those boys.
That's down there in Nashville, dude. I guess every
Phil Dawson.
future Hall of Famer Jason Witten is back in the national spotlight. Former Dallas Cowboys tight end coach is set to the head coaching job for renowned Lipscomb Academy football team. 1045, The Zones. Brent Daughtry.
Daughtry.
All right.
Doherty.
Tweeted on Monday. Nah, see, I thought it was Doherty, and then I had to go back. It's Daughtry. That's Daughtry.
Or Daughtry.
Daughtry.
Duggery.
Doctory.
T is silent.
Well, Witten's a Tennessee guy. Makes sense.
Why don't you take a shot at that one?
Doctory.
You think
yeah.
Daughtry?
He has a
Tone?
Doughtery.
Fucking Doherty.
Nope. I don't think T's before the ER.
Doughtery.
Doherty.
That's Daughtry.
Like Chris?
Yeah.
The E.
But that's AU. That's AU.
104.5 The Zone. Shout out to Brent
Daltrey.
Shout out to Jason Witten, too, bouncing back into football.
Gotta go, Witt.
I've never seen that name before. I've never seen that setup of a word before.
I've seen it spelled like that either.
That one kind of got me a little bit.
Yeah, I should put that in the translate. See what
Didn't
it
AJ?
says.
That one kind of fucked me up. You saw it happen in my brain there.
It was, it's the first time. Now we will never be fooled. Moving forward from here.
We didn't get a right answer.
We might want to get him on the horn and ask him what his name is.
We'll listen to 104.5 The Zone. What was it? The Bone?
Yeah, 101.8 The Bone or something like that.
That was when we were just walking around San Francisco. What a wild time for our program.
Dressed all like wearing Steve Jobs.
They hated us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That happens in a lot of places we go, I think. ESPN people, very hospitable to us, I think. Golf cart situation after a game would have been a nice conversation to have at some point.
Yeah.
Sweet situation.
But there's a lot of people in there, dude. That place was Super Bowl caliber level of humans that were there. You know what I mean? Packed out.
We didn't talk about it, though. Definitely not as corporate as the Super Bowl.
No, those fans.
That was
way louder.
Yeah,
way louder than I expected.
Me too. And down there by Georgia, see, that's the thing when you're on the field that I guess I forgot. When you're on the field, everybody's yells are directed directly at you.
Yes.
So it's louder on the field than whenever you're up in the thing. So we got to start judging places differently, I think. SoFi's loud.
Yes, it is.
It's built like an amp. It's almost built like like up and out, almost like an amphitheater almost.
Yeah, not a bad seat in the place.
Well, except for the one that's getting rained on.
Yeah.
Right.
Freezing cold.
Rained on, freezing.
Keep
rain.
the sound in.
And
I guess keep the sound in and the rain in too. You want to let them both in.
Yeah, well, they say with no rain, there's no sound. So had to let it kind of go in there. Why did they do that? Just because it's LA? Have we got an answer on why they did the canopy thing?
Yeah, apparently the rain that we got when we were out there is like the most rain they've had in like 15 years. So I just think they're just not anticipating.
That's just
it to
bad
rain
luck, huh?
ever. I think
Of
so.
course.
All right, let's get to a break on the other side. Let's do in the trenches. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Okay. We talked about the news, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
Joe Burrow. Got to talk about this. This was an interesting one that came across the old group text. I read it and I go, smart business?
What?
How'd this start, though? Joe Burrow, Blake Griffin, and 20 other athletes are purchasing a 104-acre farm in Iowa for roughly $5 million. The group will eventually buy 4 more properties, leasing the land to farmers and seeking a single-digit percentage annual return on the total investment. So just real quick, incredible business acumen here. This is brilliant, middle of America business. Now, obviously, Blake Griffin has ties to Oklahoma. Joe Burrow has ties to Ohio. And these guys probably have met numerous people throughout their travels who are farmers and own land that people farm on. They go, wow, these motherfuckers are making a lot of money because that's what farmers do, that own the land and own the property that is getting tilled out there. Now they're getting into the game. This is awesome. I love everything about it. We got 4 more. We're eyeing up for it. They got good soil. Okay, we got this one property got real good soil. I think we can charge blank per acre for a farmer to come in here and farm and then take a percentage of whatever they make it. And we don't got to really do anything but got a farm, benefiting from farm. And we're able to control what's going into the food, what's not going into the food. So we could potentially be growing our own food as professional athletes. I love it. I think this is brilliant, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously they saw Bill Gates snatching it up, and they said this must be a thing. Let's get into the game. Let's get 104 acres. He only has 700 billion acres, surrounding them.
Well, I'm sure that's an accurate number.
Yeah,
Connor, what's he talking about?
Let's gouge all these hard-working blue-collar farmers and take what little profit they have left. We'll make that ours and screw them out of it.
No, well, the third-generation family is a farm family, is the one selling the land, okay? And if Joe Burrow and old Blake buy it, that's good. If they don't, you know who else is buying it? Somebody that probably has ill intentions with the property, with the food, with the future, with everything like that.
Right.
I think investment in farmland is a big-time deal.
Oh, yeah.
So you knocking this while the family was trying to get out of the goddamn family business.
Yeah. Well,
Okay? This is a problem in America happening right now. I'm happy that Joe Burrow and the boys are saying, you know what? We're going to help be a solution to this whole thing.
Yeah, I know Blake Griffin, who now plays for the Celtics, he wants to leave something behind for his boy that he had with Lana Rhodes. But I do believe when we're talking Bill Gates in the 700 billion acres, AJ is referring to all the farmland that Bill Gates is now controlling because he wants to own all the food, not just the internet and the computers. He wants to own the food and put in the food whatever the hell he wants.
Okay, so a lot of maybe voice there. You said a lot.
Yeah.
In that sentence right there.
Uh-huh.
Was that first thing alleged?
That's what I'm...
First thing is alleged, but if we can pull up a photo of Blake and the baby...
this ain't Maury Povich, bro.
This is not...
We are not... That. What are you even...
So last year... Okay, hold on. Last year, Lana Rhodes says that she had a baby with an unnamed Brooklyn Nets player. And when you pull up that baby...
All right, we're not going to pull up the baby.
You will
not pull up the baby.
Let's just say the first thing that you will say is, oh my God, it's Blake Griffin right there in the flesh. Baby Blake Griffin is staring me in the face. And he was on the Brooklyn Nets last year, okay? So, sure, it's alleged. That's Blake Griffin's boy, and he wants to leave him a farm. Allegedly.
Don't show this, Foxy.
Boom. Welcome to the jungle, Blake. You're a father.
He's already had he had a kid a little while back with the basketball player from USC.
Yep. I love Blake. One of the greatest additions to the Boston Celtics that we could have had.
I don't
Huge
know.
reason we're in first place.
I don't know if that's his baby.
I don't know either, but...
Well, you're certainly talking as if you do.
If we pull up the Nets roster from last year and we scroll through the cross-reference, if we just do the eye tests,
You
it's
are
his
the
baby.
father. Yeah, but who knows what's real, what isn't.
There's a lot of internet reports about that being true.
All right, well, add another one that probably just read a couple of those ones and then started his own. But nonetheless, congrats to Blake and
Lana Rhodes.
and Lana on their baby. And congrats to Blake on the new business venture.
Yep.
Congrats on the new business venture.
Good luck farming.
The farm thing's a very real thing, though, because there's a generation now. We talked to Coach Prime earlier. Is it the generation's fault or the parents' fault that doesn't want to do the farm work? So easy out is just a massive paycheck to sell the farm because the farm's a massive amount of property. Nonetheless, the food that's coming with it and the potential business that you can put on that whole thing, and with property being bought up at the rapid rate that is being bought up, not only by people trying to do the food thing, but also Amazon for warehouses and Walmart has warehouse, everything. So there's
Indiana. We flew over 50 miles of just warehouse space, I feel like.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I'm speaking from like a perspective of understanding a little bit, just a tiny bit. I mean, Foxy used to live in farmland.
Yeah.
He now lives in warehouse land.
Yes, spot on.
Here in Indiana. But it's not just happening in Indiana. I got friends that are farmers in other places as well. All the way west is Iowa, and then you got West Virginia, and a couple different in between there that I've chatted with. And this is a common problem. Like, people don't want to do all the work that comes with the farm, and there's a massive paycheck that is just sitting right there. Change your entire family's fucking life and not have to do the hard work. Answer all your questions. All your problems. We don't want to wake up at fucking 6 a.m. like Dad did every single day, do we? And do this whole thing, keep all these cows happy, do this farmland, we got to water, we got to do this whole thing. And there's people that do want to do it. I'm not saying all farmers are doing this, but you can see how a farming generation could think like this. And then they sell it, and then somebody else hears about that, and they're like, how'd you do that? Bam. They sell. So I'm happy to hear they're keeping it as farmland as opposed to like warehouses. But this is a real conversation that's happening, I think, in the farming world, and I assume in the political world as well, if I had to guess, which it sounds like you are certainly alluding to.
They're trying to put a damn airport and a ski resort in the valley. They're trying to get rid of the ranch. Can't have it.
So this is Yellowstone, I assume?
That is the plot of Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yes.
They're not taking our fucking land.
Weren't they trying to do this a few years ago, too, with the wind things that create energy? Turbines, yeah.
Now, the government was just paying farmers to put those up.
Oh, okay.
Shit ton of money.
Yeah, like $100,000 or something per turbine.
Yeah, I think depending upon the square, because you got to remember the farmers.
Are still putting those up?
What's that, dude?
Are they still putting all those things up and killing millions of birds a day?
Well, let's not get into that because
Connor. Actually, it's probably good then. They can kill those government birds that Connor talks about.
How do you know that's not a pillar for the government birds to go and drop their information off? Think about that for a second, because I just did while I was saying it, and that makes a lot of sense.
So you think they're actually flying right into those?
Yeah. Center opens up, boop,
and they're just boom.
Send them down, dump all the energy and stuff that they've been learning about, boom.
Right back up.
Back out. Keep going. Actually, Nick just sent me a video during the last break of these birds in Texas.
Oh.
Holy fucking shit. Holy grail. Holy grail of birds aren't real. I'll tell you that much. Absurd video.
I'm sure it's real. You're doing great.
It's
today.
real.
You're doing great today.
It's real. Wait till you see this.
Starting to wake up.
First thing I'm going to show you.
All right, well, let's get to a break.
Yes.
In the trenches on the other side. How about this? For the good of everybody, let's just see what type of Tuesday we're going to have on In the Trenches.
Let's see.
Here we go.
Is it too late? Are you tired?
Whoa.
Were you with us last night? You weren't. You've been golfing with the old man.
Yeah, it was a good time. Had the pops on. It's good. What are you doing?
You did. Shooting a ball.
All right, if I make one of these and then you make 2 putts, we'll give 15 winners $500. Damn. How do you feel about it?
I love it.
He has a mic on, I think.
I love it.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do it.
Now I'm back. I love it.
I like that you dress
maybe you should.
I like that you dress like Dayball.
I love it.
You do look like Dayball more and more every day.
Why does every bald white person look the same?
Because
it's the goatee, too. Yeah.
It's the goatee.
Cyrus the Virus.
I trimmed the goatee. I look good today.
You do look good today.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm proud of you. How good you look. All right, so if I make one of these balls into a hole,
Okay.
and
And
then
I
you
make two of those balls into a hole.
we'll go 15.
2 balls, 1 hole.
No, you don't have to shoot them
No.
at the same time.
Why you got to do that?
Yeah, we need
Jam 'em
actually,
in there.
We need 3
1
balls.
ball,
We
1
need
hole.
3 balls,
2
2
balls.
holes.
Yeah, there it is.
This is 3 balls, 2 holes.
2 holes.
Boom.
15 winners. 3 balls, 2 holes. 15 winners of $500 who retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put their cash tag in the same reply so we can pay you efficiently on Cash App.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, coming back.
Bonus ball.
Oh, yeah. It's going in.
Yep. Bangarang. Oh. Come on now.
Come on. Yes!
Right
Bonus
back.
ball, bonus ball.
Money ball. Oh.
It's not stopping.
All right, Al.
It's not stopping.
Come on now. Put it in the hole.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Fucking dark.
Boom! Oh. That's not the one? Come on, Al.
That's a good ball.
Get him, Al. Come on now.
Hey, Q, did
Great
you happen
throw.
to see the long snap from last week?
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, what was that all about?
I don't know.
Also, Max Duggan was dealing with a lot of bad snaps last night.
Yeah, a lot of low ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was trying to call it in real time. I didn't give him much, though, because honestly, it was impossible to see anybody's fucking numbers down there. Hey, Q, you got to make 2 of these.
Okay.
15 people win $500. AJ looking on overhead. Anything to say to AQ?
Make all of them AQ. 5 out of 5.
Okay, you do that. We'll obviously do 20 winners.
Boom.
Here you go, Alan.
No pressure.
Oh,
Shipley.
jeez Louise.
Powers one off of the
That's
green.
okay.
Not
That's
20
okay.
winners.
That's okay.
Your middle name is Quay, like Quay Walker?
Yeah.
No.
Name of
Like
my
awesome.
son's
Like
first
quail.
name as well.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, his kid's Quay. He's got AQ's head.
Is that a family name, AQ?
Good son.
Yeah.
Which one?
There's
In
one.
your backsword.
It goes
Boom!
back to a
Talk about his son.
Come on.
All of a sudden, he starts draining putts.
Locked in.
That's all it takes.
This family man is one made putt away from 15 winners.
Hell yeah.
$500 who retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put their cash tag in a reply. He pulls it off the green.
Come on, Alan. Do it for your
Come on,
boy.
do it for the boy.
Do it for your
$100.
son.
For Joe.
Denardo.
Jackass.
You sure?
Oh!
Nice.
Let's go, Alan.
For Jerry. For Jerry.
Way to go, Alan.
Jerry, Jesus.
Jerry who?
What? I thought it was his uncle.
What are we doing?
Jerry who?
What is wrong with you?
Which Jerry?
Are
Seinfeld?
you doing in the trenches right now?
Way to go. Now we're going to go to a break. Let's take 5. We'll do In the Trenches on the other side. 15 winners on this Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
How about it?
And a baby
Way to
AQ.
go, dude. 1 ball left behind. Way to go.
Is it going to make the last one?
Are you going to make this?
Let's give it a try.
5 merches.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Whoa. 5 merches. We will edit the video right before this.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make it. If he makes it, this is all in. So 15 $500 winners and 5 merches on this Tuesday, January 10th. If AQ Shipley, Alan Quay can make
Pulled it. I
He
fucking
did not.
pulled it.
He
I
did
fucking-
not.
That was the worst putt you've ever had. You've had some bad putts, and that's number one worst.
Let's get to a break.
Hey,
We're back on
didn't
the
happen.
other side. In the trenches, we'll be on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend. We're getting smarter and better in 5 minutes on this Tuesday. I mean, that ball had no shot.
Zero.
No, none.
It was a confident stroke,
Zero.
though. A
Yanked
confident
it.
stroke.
There was,
really
wasn't it?
So bad.
All right. Be a friend, tell a friend.
Good speed.
Take 5. Just reading this headline here that is written on this piece of paper by Boston Connor this morning. Lou Holtz sent Brian Kelly several letters over his Notre Dame tenure to no response. This must have slipped through the cracks in the group text. Sports Illustrated is reporting, while talking to reporters this past week, Lou Holtz shared that while Brian Kelly was at the helm, he wrote him several letters over his tenure as coach. Unfortunately, Holtz said he never got a response. So, obviously we gotta go.
Well. Looks like I wasn't fibbing when I said that Brian Kelly was a big old piece of shit. He writes this guy letters and tries to tell him, hey, this is exactly what you need to do if you want to be a successful coach at Notre Dame. Okay, he didn't fucking respond to me once. You know how long it takes me to write these goddamn handwritten letters? I'm not typing them on a Macintosh. I'm not typing them on the Dell. I'm dipping my ink in the quill, and I'm writing these handwritten letters. And what does he do? He says, hey, you know what, Lou? I won't write you a letter, but I'll send some kid into a cherry picker with 85-mile-an-hour winds, and I'll kill him. And then guess what? I still won't write you a letter back. He can apologize, but it doesn't matter because Notre Dame's in the right spot. We got Marcus Freeman with 17-point underdogs at Ohio State. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Kelly gets run out of LSU because before too long, the boosters down there are going to find out what I found out. And that's that he's a big old steaming bag of shit.
Coach, isn't it a chance that you with those handwritten letters that he never got them? He was just checking his email?
No, you kidding me? If I fucking write a letter, it's getting on the head coach's desk, okay? You think Charlie Weiss ever got my handwritten letters or Tyrone Willingham? Those guys always wrote back to me. Always.
Oh, shit. Probably just put bacon in those letters.
Thank you, Coach.
That's your buddy Brady Quinn, okay? He knows I wrote a letter before every single Notre Dame home game. Had it in his locker.
What did you say about the game where you're taking on your future brother-in-law, A.J. Hawk?
Well, I said, good luck, Brady. Hopefully you play like a guy like Carlisle Holiday. I'm sure you remember him. He was a great quarterback at Notre Dame, led them to a lot of success. Of course, you know, Brady, unfortunately, they had good seasons, and they got their asses beaten every single big post-game bowl. And we all remember the LSU Sugar Bowl where that Marcus Russell, or whatever the hell his name was, he threw it all over the football field. And then AJ and the Ohio State Buckeyes beat the shit out of Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl.
Did you see the documentary about Manti Te'o? Seems like a really good guy that the world
You know what?
really was rooted to.
Manti's a sweet kid, okay? And I'm sick and tired of everybody shitting on him and making him feel like he wasn't a sweet kid, because he was such a sweet kid. Everything that you want out of a student athlete at Notre Dame. He wasn't Catholic, which I don't love, but he's a sweet kid, and he really got misrepresented in that. I still feel bad for Manti.
Did you write him a letter when all that shit came out?
Once again, I couldn't write him a letter because he's not Catholic. If he was Catholic, I would have, but he's Mormon, and I don't know about his religion as much as I do about the Catholic religion, touchdown Jesus, all that kind of stuff. But no, you know, I feel bad because Manti was such a good player. He was the highest rated linebacker recruit Notre Dame ever had, you know, and look at him now. He's just a shadow son of a beach down in Hawaii.
Did you say sad ooze? Oh my God, Coach Schultz, I did not know you had ooze in the repertoire.
Yeah, of course. How do you think I recruited? We got some bad ooses in my time at Notre Dame. Offensive, defensive line. I stole a couple of them from SC and BYU and all those places.
Jesus. Oh, I'll tell you, I did not expect that today. It's nice to see that there's still Ken Dorsey's out there, though.
Yeah.
We're talking full fucking fit. Whenever this game ended without them being able to spike it and take a long field goal or whatever the fuck they were going to do. Ken Dorsey here closest. He's a married man, got a medal. Oh, you fucking it, we did it! Damn it! We talked about this all week. We talked about it all week. Get the fuck down!
Son of a bitch.
Break this fucking thing.
Yeah. I love how the other coach, too, is looking over like, oh, shit. I
Bald
didn't know
guy?
Ken had, maybe he didn't know Ken had this in him.
And the bearded guy should feel good about how he looks right now.
Yeah.
Bearded guy's ponytail, fucking great.
Great.
Top notch.
Beard, unbelievable.
Gumpy.
Looks to be a bit of a thick, stout gentleman. But Ken Dorsey losing his fucking bananas.
Hat.
Taking this, get this. Why is this in front of me right now? Get out of my way, dude. Why are you still on the desk, bro? Fuck you.
Fucking thing.
Bang.
Hey, fuck. Oh, he's
Bang.
going to get fined for that.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get fined for that. Tom
lot.
Brady 1 week ago broke a Microsoft Surface. Now there's a rule. Hey, no players or coaches are allowed to break anything. Did he break? He's getting fined for that.
100%.
Oh, no.
I thought that's why he was trying to cover the camera at the end.
Oh, so he was saying, hey, fuck. No, I don't think he was trying to cover it. I think he was saying, find me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I
Fuck
think,
you, too.
boom.
Hey, somebody else came and covered the camera, though. Whatever other coach put his hand over that camera.
No, I think that was Dorsey. I think it was.
No,
Yes.
watch his hand come in.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit,
It's a right
shit,
hand.
shit.
Oh, my God. I didn't even notice that, AJ.
Yeah, you think he's going to cover the camera in the middle of that rant?
No, I
He's
think
going to kill somebody.
I thought that was the shit he
Yeah,
threw.
it was
Something at it.
No, I watched it a few times. That's a hand.
Wow.
Hey, that's good teamwork.
AJ.
Yeah.
That's good teamwork up there. Now, I do believe he's going to get fined for the Microsoft Surface bash after the Tom Brady one became a rule. And maybe that's what the co-worker said. Oh, come on, Ken. There's a camera.
They can see you.
There's a camera. Jesus, you're going to go viral.
Sorry, Ken.
They're riding in that elevator down to the locker room after the game. And Ken's standing there with his fucking papers all disheveled and the Microsoft Surface cracked screen. And his notebook's been ripped in half because he has superhero strength at that moment. It's like he's ripping a fucking phone book. And they hit the basement button to go down there. At some point, there was an awkward silence. The bearded guy is looking to his left. The bald guy's like, oh. And then whoever covered that up was like, you're going to go viral. But what is it about Tom that last night everybody on earth watching was like, he's going to fucking score here. This game's over for the Saints. Sorry about it, even though there's little to no time left.
He's the clutchest performer of all time. I mean, I think that's neither here nor there. He prepares so well throughout the
More
week.
clutch than Adam Vinatieri?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think you have to put him there,
He's
right?
had so many more moments.
So many more moments, right?
Like Vinny's
and answered every time.
Yeah, he's had, not every
so-
time. I guess that one time.
And against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. That's so hard because Vinny's answered every time.
Vinatieri's clutchness comes from his competitive juices. Like, Vinatieri is so competitive, so competitive. He does not want to lose. And I don't think people fully comprehend, like, the people up there, the Jordans, you already saw his whole Last Dance, the Peyton Mannings, the Wayne Gretzky's, Serena Williams's. Kobe, yes. The Mamba mentality. It's described as the Mamba mentality. What that is just being more competitive than fucking everybody else. I think it all revolves around the competitive juices. Is that what you think it is with Tom or no?
I think it's a little bit of that, but also same thing, going back to Kobe, right? Like whenever if you guys saw that Redeem Team or whatever on Netflix, and they're all going out and having a good time at the club or whatever, and he's shooting shots at like 6 a.m. and they pass him coming in the night before. That is Tom. Like they are so prepared. They care so much. They want to work on every little detail that when it comes to the game, when it comes to those situations, they have no excuse because execution is the only thing that matters. They have all the answers to the test.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show on Tuesday, January 10th.
Hell yeah. It's good energy.
Today's show is sponsored by SeatGeek. Oh, this is your weekly reminder that SeatGeek gave us all 15% off football tickets, whether you're a first-time buyer or not. Hell yeah. If you're going to a playoff game, SeatGeek has you covered. Just click the link in the description and the 15% off code will be auto-applied to your account. No code needed. Boom! Boom!
Boom!
Boom!
We were going to count 45 last night.
Yeah, so that was happening in the game. You know, I was trying to figure out how we really illustrate. Boom! That's a good toss. Good spiral. I was trying to figure out how we really illustrate that it is a 45-point differential right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to count to 45, and then somebody came up with the concept of like just using the number in a sentence. And then there was a miscommunication right before we went back live. I said, I think we're just counting. And then I said 1, and then D-Buck cut a promo on 2, then Connor cut a promo on 3, then Tone said something, and AJ goes, 5. What are we doing? That's what AJ said. We're going to count to 45 live on air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That was so large of a blowout so quickly. They got a curtain call with what? How many minutes left?
13.
13 minutes left, starting quarterback curtain call. All right. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Got another ring, got another quarter. You guys to watch the future and everything. We'll see you later. And they went crazy for it.
Oh, yeah.
did.
It was bananas. Cool. I wanted to use players' numbers, too, because I got number 4, so I figured perfect. We can just start using NFL guys throw stuff in there. But
What are you talking about?
I was going to go fucking Jarrett Stidham from New England.
Oh, when he was wearing 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Vinatieri.
Throwback. Yeah, I didn't feel honorable enough to say Vinny's number on there. I feel like
Why not Derek Carr?
Because he stinks.
Whoa, he might be for the Colts.
Oh, he could be.
Let's all back it down. And speaking of back it down, let's go down into the trenches,
Hell yeah.
shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap up this Tuesday, January 10th in beautiful fashion.
Here you go, Al.
Running on limited sleep, we attempted today to get back on track. And Coach Prime came by and lit up the room.
He did.
He was fantastic. I can't thank him enough for stopping by. And, you know, Aaron has his meetings with the Packers today and tomorrow. We'll hear from him next week. And we got that news this morning, so we do apologize for promoting it. And as soon as we promoted it, we knew it was probably doomed immediately upon the words leaving my mouth. But what we knew about this Tuesday is we had something in our back pocket. And in that back pocket was an ace. And in this particular game that we're playing, it's called juice and energy. It's also called insightfulness. How can we learn and bring the energy? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for what we've gotten to experience all year. AJ, you pumped?
Absolutely. Can't wait. I know AQ is pumped. So
It's time to go in the trenches with AQ Shipley. Go AQ!
Boys, it just wasn't the same doing it on Twitter, having a conversation with you guys.
You crushed
Imaginary.
those.
It was
We crushed
imaginary.
those, though.
Imaginary.
Those clips were sweet.
Keep doing those.
we love you.
AJ, did you watch those? We watched them. Do you know what he's referring to?
I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I have any idea what's going on.
You son of a bitch.
Jesus Christ.
Do you follow AQ on Twitter?
I've been out of pocket, as they say, as far as my phone goes.
Unbelievable.
Get in the pocket.
Okay.
All right, well, here we go.
You would have been out of pocket if you said you did watch it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're a couple different out of pockets.
Good pocket.
We lied right to him earlier and said we watched it. And
Gas him up.
we didn't understand the whole concept. I guess he put out a video acting as if it was live.
Yep.
Right?
Sounds like
Right,
it.
Connor?
Well,
Yeah, one of those guys.
Yeah. AQ
Sound
jumped
like-
in and yelled, hell yeah. And I said, yeah, I saw that. That was sweet.
He sang the Creative Gadgets
Did
song.
he?
I
did.
saw that.
Oh, yeah.
I watched that part.
Where is
I'm
this?
definitely going to go watch this.
I did see
Yeah.
that one.
Where is this?
It's on my Twitter.
When'd you put it up?
Friday. Worst day
Uh,
on the internet. I know.
No, not worst day. I mean, for us, it is the worst day on the internet. There's still people on the internet, so don't quit on Friday. I don't like that strategy either that people say. But it's not as good
Everybody's
as
working for the weekend.
No, there's still millions and millions of people out there. Let's not act like that doesn't exist. But we were in the middle of like 100 things on that.
That's what I said. I said, hey, listen, I know you were busy. I get it. But I just wanted to see if you guys saw it.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
like
it
we
was
should be
pretty good.
proud of you. That should have been a moment we should have celebrated.
Yeah, that
Look
was
at you
sweet.
making content, dude.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna watch it today, tomorrow
appreciate
probably.
that.
Where is it? At Albie Shipley on Twitter?
Yeah, it's on there. At Albie Shipley. Yeah, that's it.
Good to know.
Is it like this? Like we're about to watch right
Let's fucking go.
now?
Hey,
AJ, why don't you watch?
Here we go.
Yeah, seriously.
I will.
is this Geno Smith?
No.
What?
Well, let me look. I
Wildcat.
don't think so.
Who? Gino Douse?
How about
No.
that? How about that?
Deej.
Who's this guy right here? You can see a glove. You see the green glove right there?
It's
Tyler Lockett.
Nope.
Yeah, Matt.
Nope, that's Kenneth Walker.
Oh.
So when
Really
we
good.
send him in motion, it's going to affect him and him to affect the backside where we just got to keep them over there. Here's another little tidbit about this LA Rams defense.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They always play this defense where it gives an illusion like an under defense. Doesn't this look like an under to you, AJ?
Yeah, it does.
Except you're missing the will, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So when they do this, they have this safety who plays as the will linebacker and run support. Wrong fucking time to do this.
Oh, no.
We're going to send him in motion. We are going to fake it. And I love the illusion of the Wildcat. Here we go. We're going to snap it to him. We're going to get the guard pull. Check out the collision right here. Guard pull flat. Boom. Now here comes the safety serving as the will linebacker and run support. Fan comes around. Boom. And look at that, boys. We got fucking pay dirt. Big gaping hole. There it is. There it is.
Wow. You know what else that is?
What's that?
Sing it, AQ. Creative gadget.
That was good, right?
Yeah, it was. Pretty good looking.
Except without the-
Beethoven up here.
You did have the little
I was
conductor.
told no fan
Not like
could
Mike
block.
Posner, but yeah, close.
Hey, how good is this? This is really well blocked. First of all, check out the deuce back to Bobby Wagner, one of the best Hall of Famer. We get the deuce. Great movement here. Boom. Get him up. Bam. Look at that. I mean, can you ask for anything better than that?
Perfect. How's the is Cross still a rookie tackle or is it his second year?
Both tackles are rookies. Cross, I forget the other guy's name, but both of them are rookies, and they held it down all year long. Unbelievable job.
There we go.
You think this guy's pumped about how this year went?
Not one bit.
Yeah, him and Stephon Gilmore, just kind of two vets that just didn't see this coming.
Especially watching his former team with no expectations going to the playoffs.
And Matt Ryan.
There's no reason to talk about
The ricochet shot?
Yeah, what are we're talking about?
I was just thinking vet stud players.
What a
That's like the Miami Dolphins Wildcat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Night-
old school.
Night
They're the
Hall's
ones that
doing
kind of
well.
created.
Well,
Speaking of the Miami
I
Dolphins,
didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Wow.
I swear.
Good transition, bro. Look at you.
I'll let you guys do the little creative gadget because we got a creative gadget. All right, so check it out. This, you gotta love what they do here. This is awesome. We get kind of a crack block here, a crack block here. Watch the center on this back block. We call this trick fuck, right? We showed this a couple weeks ago.
Trick fucker.
We're going to basically sell like we're doing this, get him to flow over the top, boom, so we can get out. So, center's going to trick fuck here. He's going to get all the way out in the alley. Everybody else is basically going to sell like they're running some form of a one-back power, essentially, the other way. The thing that I love about this, we're going to fake the handoff on this side, so watch the ball handling. Fake here, and then turn back around on the fucking toss on the around here. Check this out. This is pretty awesome shit.
Skylar Thompson.
We're going to get the jet motion. He's going to be the lead block out in front. So fake the handoff down like we're running the one-back power counter, and then turn back around. Look at this.
Wow.
Whoa.
Look at that space.
Shit.
Look at that space.
Holy shit.
Is this a play Moster broke his thumb on and he's going to be out?
It might be.
We're waiting
It
on
might
it.
be. So I
That's
feel bad about putting it on there.
Big news.
Oh, do you?
Kinda, but this is awesome. You got Jeff Wilson and Mostert in the game at the same time. They're the duo over from San Fran, who have really re-energized that run game. And look at that. I mean, that's an unbelievable play design.
That's a...
That offensive line wearing no gloves?
Yeah, he's a mean cuss.
If so, it's awesome.
He is, isn't he? He is a mean
That's the
cat.
center.
Yeah.
Just
Watch
his
the
right
center.
hand.
Watch the center on the trick fuck. We get him to bubble over the top. Check him out. Oh, I love that. No glove on the snap hand.
Dog.
Wants the field
AQ,
goal.
AQ. Do you think they knew? Do you think the Dolphins knew? Hey, when we send this motion, their line's gonna go from like a left to a right call.
Probably, yeah. Typically, whenever you switch from either 2x2 or 3x1, or you send them on the snap, whatever it is, right? So as soon as he crosses the formation and now it goes to a 2x2, they probably flip. Now this becomes a strength. Okay, now let's send the over there. Exactly. Yep. All that stuff is pre-snap. You watch so many clips from the previous 4 or 5 games to get a beat on how they're going to adjust to motion, how they're going to adjust to 3x1, 1x3, 2x2, whatever it is, empty, all the different checks. So you have kind of all the answers, and that's how you set up your game plan on offense.
So this is, I learned this, not chess player, once again I have to say that. when I did some rolling, jiu-jitsu, with some UFC fighters
Sure. No
big
here
deal.
in
What?
Indianapolis. Yeah, I tapped out 4 times in 1 minute. But nonetheless, they're doing things to get you to get into a position so that they can get your neck or whatever, right? So I'm getting jabbed in like the middle of my stomach so that I can move like this a little bit. Then when I move like this, they're going to attack over here so I can open this up a little bit. Then they're going to do this so I can open this up a little bit. And then bang, boa constrictor, you're fucking out.
Yeah.
You do that shift strictly so you can get that D line to go that way. You're setting them up even more, right? Like this is all a massive part of the plan. Well, if they're lined up here, we're kind of fucked. Well, we'll send a motion then to get them to shift over a gap. Bang. Now we got them right where we need them to be. Is that that's all part of it, right?
That's all part of it.
We have to remember that when we're watching a play.
Absolutely. And same thing, like say for instance, they wanted to get a deuce, right? Like they would send him in motion to get this guy in a 3, because if they line up over here to start, he's in this 2-eye. Now you don't get the deuce block, right? So then you get them to a line like this, knowing, okay, we're going to send them over, boom, now we get the deuce block, but whatever it may be, right? There's so many of those thought processes and conversations having throughout the week.
Jeez, what a play, AJ.
Yeah.
Make a play,
See
AJ.
Mosley's in a tough spot there, 57. You watch him the pre-snap motion too, like it gets you thinking on the run too, and all of a sudden, oh wait, are we going left to right? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, ball snapped, and then watch Mosley, like he has to make sure where the ball is, and they have a wideout sitting there waiting to crack him.
Let's go back to the beginning too, because I know you talk about this a lot, about all the stuff you have to practice throughout the week. Watch this shit. So send him in motion right before the snap. Send him in motion. Okay, cool. We got him over there. Now watch all this shit that's going to happen here. You're going to get a pulling guard. You're going to get him going back and him going across. There's going to be 2 people going this way, him going there, and they're all going to be crossing each other's faces, not to mention fucking ball handling with a fake handoff here with a toss behind. Watch all this shit that happens kind of right in here. Look at this. Boom, boom, and then fake the handoff here, and then there. Damn.
It's chaos.
It's chaos, right? So if you're fucking Mosley, if you're Williams, if you're Jordan Whitehead, where the fuck's the ball going? You have no clue.
AJ, make a play, dude.
Yeah, and then 22 on the Jets just gets jacked up right there.
I mean, look how tight that is. Guard.
They can hand that off too. I'm sure they'll hand that ball off too at some point.
Yeah.
That's the next phase, right?
Probably already did that, right?
Or they already did it. Yep.
Boom.
Oh, fuck. Lost his helmet.
He's out. What though?
Yeah. Shit.
That guy's got some courage though. He stuck it up in there.
He did. Could have just sawed a knee off.
Look at that. Oh, he got killed by his own guy. That's the thing. Friendly fire knocked his helmet off, I think. Watch. Bam. Are you telling me?
Oh, 50, 97.
Well,
97. Watch.
Yeah, it was all.
It definitely didn't help.
I don't think that's how they teach how to tackle.
Bang, bang. I mean, that was bang, bang.
Run to the ball though.
Trying to make a play.
Oh, his left hand grabs it.
Yeah, might have just ripped it off right there, right?
Jeez. That doesn't feel good.
No.
Friendly fire.
Putting a helmet on hurts.
Let alone getting ripped off with the chin strap
just
buckled, right?
Just fucking
When
putting
it's really
it on.
cold too.
Yeah.
Because I didn't grow up in the football world, so I always felt like such a soft ass whenever it would be cold. And I'm like, God, we got to put these fucking things
Bruise
on.
your ears. I used to bruise my ears when it was cold, taking it on and off.
Yeah, especially as large-headed human beings. I mean, it is a... All right, I'm happy to hear everybody feels that way.
Yeah.
I never said anything. I just sat on it. I was always like, this fucking hurts.
Whoa.
And then...
Just sat on it.
What's the next play, AQ?
Come on.
Age.
Not in the
Helmet
trenches.
seems like a helmet.
All right.
Here we
Not
go.
in the
Raiders.
trenches.
That'd be tough. The helmet? Jesus.
All right, so let me just kind of talk to you about what I think they were doing here and kind of how this whole play came about. Okay, so check it out. You got Kelsey out here. So let me just talk about, like, we used to call this just a tight end draw, right? So if you're doing this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So the side to the tight end has that stack backer. Center, guard, and tackle away from the tight end. That's who you would make the mic point, because the center's working that way. So him and him have to get to him. And then, boom, he's got him. Tight end, him, and him somehow have to handle these two, Crosby, the down lineman, and the linebacker to their side. This is a form of a draw. But what I love about it, they're going to sell sprint out pass. They're in a pro formation. We got Kadarius Toney here. We got McKinnon here. So there's who knows what the fuck you could do out of this, right?
Speed.
A lot of speed. You could do anything. You can run a shovel pass out of this. You could throw a swing there. You could hand off to McKinnon. He's the lead blocker. You could hand off to Tony. He's the lead blocker. But here's what they're going to do. They're going to still sprint out this way. And then they're going to run the draw back to this side. If you watch the assignments, he's going to block him. These two are going to work to him. These three are going to work to him. Kelsey's going to get under here, but they're allowing him out of this split formation to get back leverage to this side by doing the sprint out because it's going to hold him and bring him this way, if that makes sense to y'all. And then McKinnon has him. So you got a hat for a hat, but they're going to run the draw out of this cool little fake sprint out right, draw back to the left. It's awesome shit.
It's a great play.
It's awesome.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, it did.
You see that shit?
Yep.
It's unbelievable. They set everything up. Normally, if he was here, now you can get to it. But by detaching him, you give the illusion of pass and allow him to get back leverage over here because he's going to roll out with the sprint out. Same thing with the center. It brings him this way.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. He's got no fucking chance to get back over here. But the fake sprint out freezes, brings him this way. Now Creed's able to get back over there and watch Creed. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Pow.
Tony's been unbelievable for the Chiefs this year.
Unbelievable. Yes. And so is Jerick McKinnon. I think I saw a stat. I'm going to throw a little stat out there.
Yeah, you sent me this stat, actually.
I think I sent you it, right?
Uh-huh.
Jerick McKinnon, as a backup running back, has more receiving touchdowns than Tyreek Hill this year.
Jeez.
That's insane, isn't it?
That's insane.
Game winners, too.
Game winners.
Broke the record for receiving touchdowns in a season by a running back.
How's that first stat?
It's an unbelievable stat.
We got a bunch of stats.
Yeah, hashtag stat that.
Hashtag. Yep.
Hashtag.
But again,
Gary B.
just getting back to this, the more coordinators can do this and make it easier on the guys and set up blocks up front for their guys,
the better.
The better.
This is what we need to get to. We need to get the run game better everywhere because if you get the run game, what do you get? Play action.
You get everything.
And what do you get? You get a mentality maybe from your building.
Right.
Now we're going to attack.
Right.
We're going to beat people up. I will say, though, the Dolphins are kind of a problem to your entire thing because they've been running great all year. Kind of fell apart at the end. This Niners team, though, that you've showcased basically since week one, they're only getting better and better. And they got Mr. Irrelevant as a quarterback because their run game is so good they can win.
10 straight wins going into the playoffs. He leads every fucking statistical category for a quarterback over the last couple of weeks. It's incredible to watch what he's been doing as the last pick in the draft. What you're going to see here is you're going to see a pass.
Really?
What? But it's not a fucking pass because this is a run game segment. Why is it? Because the pass is behind the line of scrimmage. It goes down as a run. This is their way, no joke about it, of getting to a toss.
No joke.
The cool thing about it right here is you won't see it here, but Kittle is going to bypass a guy, and then they're going to be 3 for 3 out in front. Juszczyk, essentially, is the fullback. He's the lead blocker on all their toss plays. They're essentially getting to a wider toss, but throwing the ball. It's awesome stuff. Check this out.
How did he not trip that ref?
Ref almost tripped.
I mean, this is Purdy. This is Purdy being kind of a rookie here.
Not letting him get out.
Yeah, I think this is like maybe the only flaw we've ever seen from Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy saw this on film, probably so pissed off that it even happened. Like, what an amateur. I didn't even let they almost trip over each other.
Yeah.
The guy's not even out of there yet.
Ref and Mitchell. But by the way, having Mitchell back, having Deebo Samuel back, I texted you this, having all their weapons back, watch out for this 49ers team. Elijah Mitchell's a dog. Gets the ball out in space. Look, like I said, Kittle, smart, didn't even block Ezekiel Turner. Just let him go. Because they see him blitz and boom, bypass. Now we're 3 for 3 out in front. Let's go back and watch Deebo Samuel's block on a top 10 pick who is a linebacker. If you can get this paused once, right about now. Okay? Deebo Samuel.
Engaged.
Right there. Isaiah Simmons. Now watch him finish this. He puts him down.
Oh, a little bit of a shot put. Engage and toss.
That's a 240-pound linebacker.
Deebo, welcome back.
Let's go.
Mitchell,
Dog.
big game.
But how about that? You get a 45-yard run by throwing it, just by understanding how they want to get to different plays by doing it different ways.
AJ, what do you do here, pal?
We saw some of this stuff last night, Pat. Remember, TCU tried to throw to get on the edge, and Georgia's defense is just too fast. They can never get the edge.
Yeah, but it seems like Niners have it all schemed up.
Look at this. 3 of your best weapons.
good.
Kittle,
Just
Deebo,
blocking.
Juszczyk, all being unselfish, getting great blocks out in space.
Here's 3 all-pros blocking 20 yards down or 10 yards down the field.
How awesome is that?
You can win games doing that, I guess, huh?
And again, no joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
The offensive line right there, they could have all fallen fucking down just based off fucking play design. They didn't need to do a fucking thing. Not a thing.
Are you saying Shanahan is back in his bag?
As they say.
I mean, how good is that? You got all your weapons back going into the playoffs with all this, plus a great run game, plus a great offensive line.
Everybody likes the Eagles, though, right?
Uh-huh.
I like this group.
More than the Eagles?
I like this group.
Ow.
Ooh.
Jason Kelsey.
Oh, my God.
I like this group. I like their defense better.
Well, let's find out.
Is Lane?
What's this about?
What is this
What's
all
this,
about? Playing the fence.
Also love this group. Hey, check it out.
Well, you can't
We're
do
gonna
that.
hey, what do we call this when we send the Y back across the formation? Do we call that a wham, or do we call that a
Yam?
Yam.
A Y back?
Yeah, Y back.
Okay.
Of course, this is the
We're just
Y.
going to run the inside zone and Y back. And look, they make it so easy on themselves up here. But here, the reason this play goes, Boston Scott's going to get down here. And then watch this. He'll do one little jab step to the left. Boom. That's going to set up this block right here. 21's going to come over. They really don't even need to block him, but it takes him out of that gap. He sets him up in that gap, and that is where the
Big gaping hole.
That's right, boys.
Also, let's zoom in on this one. Jason Kelsey just standing up, chilling.
They're all just chilling. It's week 18. They're just trying to get to the playoffs. This is unbelievable. They get their two steps, they seal, and they all just kind of shut it down, which is hilarious. But they still get a 22-yard gain out of this.
That looked like a preseason rep, didn't it? For that
Pro
offensive
Bowl.
line. What's going on with the Giants? You guys weren't playing anybody?
I mean, they're going, too. The Giants are going. I mean, they sat some people, too, though.
Look at
They
Kelsey
did. They sat
just
some people.
chilling, coming off. Oh, all right.
Hey, how big is it if
We're all
Lane
hanging out.
comes back
We're
or
all
not?
hanging out.
Uh-huh.
I think
First down. Oh.
I'm glad you asked that question because so many people thought over the last 4 weeks the biggest issue was not having this guy. The biggest issue was not having Lane Johnson, the right tackle. That's no disrespect to Driscoll. He's done a great job filling in. But Lane Johnson is an all-pro right tackle. Having him in the run game and the way that he's evolved as a run blocker over the last couple of years is unbelievable. Not to mention he's the best right tackle passing in the passing game in the entire league. It's incredible.
Ever?
No, but not
Right
ever.
now he's on a run,
Right now
though.
he's
Yeah.
on a run. And
That
he's
is
rolling.
historic, right? I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Most pass
900 snaps, I
Yeah.
think it was, right, without a sack.
That's pretty good.
That
He
is
is
pretty
back. We're after the bye.
After the bye, yeah. They said he could have had surgery, but Rapture reported he'll delay surgery till after the season. And
He's
play.
going to be in pain, but he's Lane Johnson.
Bingo.
Wide.
I had that
Son
same
of a bitch.
injury. I had that same injury. It's painful. You can deal with it. You get it fixed after the season. And the good news for him, the guy that does that surgery is in Philadelphia.
Whoa.
Doesn't have to travel.
You're going to find Lane,
Dr.
though.
Bill Myers.
Okay, shout out to Dr. Myers. Obviously, the incredible work on the Liz Frank injuries. Lane Johnson, he's going to be back in Oklahoma, though, fishing.
That's right.
Dr. Myers makes house calls. He's going to have to take a hell of a
He's got to
trip.
fix the ab. That's all he's got to do is fix the ab.
Oh, so it wasn't a Liz Frank. It was
Right?
hernia.
Core muscle surgery.
Sports
right?
hernia.
Hernia. It wasn't Liz Frank. Idiot. Hernia. Can you give Toradol for that?
Oh, yeah. Toradol fixes
AQ,
everything.
do you get the mesh? You get mesh put in, AQ?
No. So what they do is they reattach and then they like stitch it up. Basically, they just reinforce it with stitches. It's kind of a little wild thing. It's a quick surgery. You're back in 6 weeks. Good as new.
All right, well, I can't wait to see it for Lane. Let's get to a couple big bumps before we get out of here.
Go!
Last week of the NFL season had a couple of them. A few of them had to make a couple selections here late. I'm excited to see our guy back on this fucking show.
Christian Darrisaw, a guy we talk about
The guy you hated.
all the time.
Yeah, you never.
Dog.
Left tackle. He, in my opinion, already as a young guy, is a top 3-4 left tackle in the game.
Oh,
You circled him well.
Thank you. I didn't know.
This is super impressive because a lot of the ones that we've seen all year are either the no-look shots or the ones out in space, right? All that stuff. This is a routine pass set. And when he goes to retrace, just one fucking punch. And this punch, he sends rods through his chest.
Oh, my. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Target acquired.
Don't do
Okay.
it. Don't do it.
We set him up.
Oh, no.
He sees the draw.
Oh,
He sees the draw. Now he goes to retrace.
Oh, no, bear.
I mean, he made that look so easy.
I mean, so easy, right? Like, how impressive is that?
didn't even celebrate, just walked it off. All right, this guy's done.
AJ, you don't see too many of these, right? I mean, it's
No, look at his. Watch, he gets that right foot, I believe, right in between his leg. Like, you're screwed if you get in that situation right there. What? Bam! He's just so strong.
Man, how good is that? He just
Look how he
punches
looks at him
right
and he just walks away.
Hope you're in a tailbone pad.
Just punches right through him.
Ooh, baby.
That hurts too. It was cold in Chicago this weekend.
Yeah, he's just fucking. I'm out of here.
Sitting on ice.
He's just. I'm out of here. Another Dahn. I'm gonna do it next down too. Don't do it.
Hey, we threw a little tight end in the action this weekend. I was excited about this one because this is one of my favorite schemes. We have seen this team do this for the last couple years. Ever since they first started doing this, I've loved it. And it was a way to get whoever's playing the tight end position, when they run the strong side zone, able for him to get outside leverage and run off the ball without being afraid of this guy falling back underneath and making the play. They would send somebody in fly motion, get him a full head of steam, and he would work inside out. So if this guy falls back inside, he can continue to run off and get the next guy, and now he's got help inside out. If he stays outside, this guy is just going to fucking decleat him. Well, now, new part of their repertoire in their offense, they started doing it to the open side. Again, hardest block. I got to talk about this because this tackle right here on the outside zone is scared to death of getting beat inside because that will wreck the play. So now it allows Big Trent to run off the ball with reckless abandon, outside leverage, and run and try and move this guy. So whenever he goes inside, if he does, he leaves him for Kittle. If he stays outside, Kittle makes the big bump segment.
Oh, no.
No. Yeah, lean.
Oh, jeez.
Night.
Feet over.
Fucking
Nothing you
does
can
a
do.
backflip on the ground. I mean, how do you defend that?
This dude's got Trent and George Kittle.
I mean, how
That's
do you
a tough day.
That is
Nighty night.
How do you defend that?
A tough day. He's telling stories of friends. You think it's nice being in the NFL? Okay.
Remember J.J. Watt's last game?
Go.
Let's get that one time in full speed if you don't mind, Pat.
Yes, sir.
It's a pretty good little shot and just kind of and then we got to acknowledge Kittle's flex at the end too.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Now watch Kittle.
Gotcha.
Well, we didn't see the end. I assume he flexes right there.
Yeah, that was it. That was the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
he
right, guys, just a little bit.
There's
of
a
it.
hard flex.
Little flex.
How about him dancing off the center here too? He almost gets
Yeah.
Yeah, a little.
George Kittle off balance. Ooh, bang! Still got him.
How incredible is that?
Guy's a dog.
Is it
That was
no?
great. Thank you so much.
Baby AQ.
Yeah. Awesome.
We're bringing more energy next time. Last week, obviously, big storyline in the world. This week, we're fresh out of 4 hours sleep. We need your energy today, though, AQ. You need to know that.
How was it?
Really good.
Unbelievable.
You know, I thought making the putts was huge.
Yeah.
That was a big win for you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was big.
I thought so.
Thought so too.
Yeah, I mean, you lost 5 people money and 5 people merch, but it was still good.
I was going to go 4 hours today just strictly because we got no sleep. And, like, if you go back through the years of when we've had adversity for breakfast and a very late dinner, the next show I've tried to go longer, just so we can look back and say, hey, boys, you remember when we had 4 hours of sleep and we did 4 hours on a Tuesday with next to nothing getting ready for the playoffs? It's just good for adversity building, for the foundation of the program, for us to lean on later, that type of stuff. I think your show's over. I think we're done.
I was gonna say I am fading.
Me too. Fast. Ty is falling asleep maybe 2-3 times over there.
I'm trying to fucking.
Well, you did great last night. All of you did. AQ, you did great today. Thank you for saving us today.
Thank
AQ.
you,
Thank you, AQ.
AQ. Thank you, Coach Prime.
He was great.
Everybody in the back, great work today. Great work in LA. All the boys, thank you all so much. We're going to go get a little bit of probably a nap or two. Hammer Dahn is probably going 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, very soon.
Probably
very
5
soon.
minutes.
Yep.
Get some bets out so we can get some winners. See Gumpy's face again. That's fantastic. And then we'll be back tomorrow, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Hell yeah.
Sleeping in my house this weekend.
Hell yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm thankful. I'll be more excited and thankful tomorrow probably. when I'm not as tired.
Right.
But that's what tomorrow's for. 15 winners of $500 because AQ Shipley and myself earlier. Go ahead and retweet that video to enter yourself in to be a winner. We give away a lot of money because we're very thankful that you allow us to do this for a living. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do for all of us. Following, tweeting, participating. You know, going to bat for us in the internet streets too. I see our people out there battling. I appreciate you doing that. Sometimes it's a waste of energy though, because what they're saying is probably valid. And also, like, they're never going to change how they feel. But I do appreciate people going to bat for us. You're awesome. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have an incredible evening. See you, Mignana. Be nice to each other. Goodbye.